Ramon and Steam, it's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning Steve. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
Right.
All right, and a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show for Monday, November the 4th. It's a big day. It's time. This is it. College basketball season starts today, and in a big way. Look at the games in college basketball today, over 120 games, and we're going to preview every single one of them for the next 6 hours. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that, but you'll hear the steam plays rolling along, and I'm going to give them all to you. Look, it's a tough way to get started, right? 120 games. Yeah, maybe take a back seat, see what happens. Maybe you'll even wait to conference play. That's not the way we do it here on the Morning Steam. We're going to pass along all the action to you. You don't have to bet the steam necessarily, but just know that when that line is moving, bookmakers are moving it for a reason, usually based on the action they're receiving. So let's pass along to you all that college basketball steam today, just to get your sheet rolling a little bit. Just make notations, make the marks. But when you do here, if you are handicapping already college basketball and ready to go for the season here today, just know that when these moves come out, and we're going to interrupt, believe me, we're going to interrupt our show here probably a couple dozen times throughout the next 60, 75 minutes, who knows, as we talk the rest of the card as well. But when we announce that steam, if that's something, a game you liked, or even if you don't, if that's the way the line's going to move, you're hopefully going to get the best of the line. I pay good money for these services so that I can look all cool and pass it along to you. So let's take advantage of it, whether you like it or not. Just know that that's the way the line is moving, side, total. And you'll get the best of the line here if you roll with me on the Morning Steam, especially on these big days like today. 120 plus games. There's already been a ton of steam. We'll read them all off to you. We want to get you started somehow. We can't preview every single 120 games today. There's 198 teams playing today from the main board. It might be playing some of the smaller teams that don't have lines too. I mean, not every game is going to have a line. I mean, you look at some of these teams. There's one right there. Let's just start it off with a steam play right now. That's Central Michigan right now. Oh, that's football. Hey, that's cool too. Hey, Central Michigan in football plus 12.5. I didn't get that far. See if I can get that one to you. Ruin the show there. Popping off like that. That's the first game on the board, of course, this week. Tomorrow, Central Michigan, they're taking on Bowling Green. Right now, Central Michigan taking some steam at 12.5. But man, I'll tell you what, I'll be reading a bunch of college basketball steam plays. We've got a bunch of them for you. There's one right now. Let's get it rolling. This is going to happen, you guys, 24 times here at least in the next 90 minutes. Game number 834. Texas State is taking steam right now against Eastern Michigan. Look, this line was 8.5 last night. It dipped down here to about 7.5. It's going right back up right now on some steam. Texas State over Eastern Michigan, 7.5 or 8, probably going to be 8.5 or 9 here right now. Texas State. That's our first steam play of the season to happen here on the show. There's already been about, like I said, maybe 20 plays. I'll read them all off to you here in just a few minutes. That's going to be basically our college basketball coverage. I've selected about 7 games just to look at the line a little bit. We know the action gets underway here in just about 2 hours and 45 minutes with the first game of the day. They're going to play a couple of games today. I think 3 or 4 games today at the old Pentagon in Sanford in South Dakota. So a great place for some neutral site games to get the season started. But look, I'm ready to go. I've got my college basketball sheets up and ready. So let's get into it with college basketball steam here today. We'll be rolling all morning long with steam from college basketball. All right, let's review the action from yesterday. No, that's not. Let's tell you a little bit more steam coming in. College basketball right now. Game number 873, 874. Sam Houston and Nevada. This game is going over right now on the steam with Sam and Nevada. Right now, total moving over. It was 142.5, 143. We're seeing that one moving up right now. Sam Houston and Nevada steam coming in on the over. We'll preview, of course, Monday Night Football as well. 15 games on the NBA card. We'll preview all of those games. And, well, 2 on the ice tonight. Thank goodness. And, again, if you haven't gotten started, this is the way you get rolling on your college basketball. We'll just pass those moves along and give you something to chart here to start it off and see who the bettors like. See who the sharps are on. That's what I try to convey to you here. That's what it says on my X account. I made it up, but I know who the sharps are on. They're telling me right here, and I can see the line moves. And we're going to bring them to you here virtually in real time. All right, let's talk about the action here from yesterday in the NFL. Fun day, certainly. A lot of good games yesterday, including, Thomas, I'll be expecting my pizza here tonight with the Chargers defeating the Browns yesterday. I'll just start with that one because, that's for me and Thomas, our Cleveland. We never made it to the Super Bowl, the World Series, unfortunately, Thomas, but the Chargers and Thomas called it, right? And we made it a consensus play. The Chargers were dominant in the first half. I don't know if it was as much about the Chargers as it was about the Browns right now, other than Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett is wonderful. He's terrific. 3 sacks in the game. Here's some steam right now. Elon and North Carolina, game number 854, 855. Elon and North Carolina going over 152 right now. Steam coming in. College basketball on Monday. All right. Yeah, dominant first half for the Chargers. They improved to 5-3. I'm not saying I'm just a Chargers fan, right? I'm not saying I told you so or anything like that. Team continues to get better. They're going to be very good because of this coaching situation. The Chargers finally made a great decision here, getting Jim Harbaugh, and it's his stamp is all over this team. Certainly right now, Justin Herbert was blazing in the first half. Here's some more steam here. This is what's going to happen. Ryder and UCLA total over 137.5, 138 right now. We're seeing steam with Ryder and UCLA game total over. That game is at 10:30 p.m. Eastern and 7:30 Pacific. This is interesting. Note this. They've also steamed right now, right behind it, UCLA minus 21.5 or so, maybe even more. So same time move, right? UCLA and the over correlated. That's something to note here on the morning steam. UCLA taking steam right now. Chargers with their emerging receivers, certainly Quentin Johnston, maybe the most unheralded receiver right now in the game. 4 receptions, 118 yards. And the Chargers had 6 sacks. Here's some steam coming in right now in college basketball here on the added board. Don't forget your extra games here. This is game number 659. We'll eliminate the first 3 digits. 659, 660, Maryland Eastern Shore and Vanderbilt. Game total over here 142. This one was as low as 140, I believe. Maryland Eastern Shore and Vanderbilt now headed towards 142.5, 143. Hello. Keep it going here. try to get my recap in of this ain't going to be easy, but this is the way we want it. We want the most information, especially on a college basketball huge card on opening day where, maybe you haven't had the time or effort to get the previews going. Just start to chart these plays maybe here a little bit. All right. Maybe I could just wrap up the Chargers there, but they had the interceptions in the end zone, in the red zone. They had a 4th down stop, and the Chargers get the win. My Chargers, I'm starting with the Chargers today over the Browns yesterday. Okay, wrap up the action here also from the NFL. The Seahawks opted not to kick a field goal yesterday in overtime, and the Rams didn't matter. They went right down and scored that touchdown late in the game, late in overtime to win 26 to 20. Here's a little. We're going to move in a little college football steam here, and one of the early games on the board on Saturday, Navy and South Florida. Game total over 56 and a half. Now here we're seeing steam. Navy and South Florida over. That one's a college football game this weekend. We're still going to keep those steam plays going too. So Rams over the Seahawks. 26-20 in overtime. Seahawks led 13-3 at halftime, but Smith, a couple of interceptions in the red zone, including the one that was run back for a 102-yard touchdown, and Stafford with the 39-yard pass to Robinson in overtime. Rams over the Seahawks. Bills and Dolphins in a thriller. 2 is back. Dolphins are better, right? We talked about it there yesterday. We gave you the Dolphins here on the show. I had a premium pick winner on the over yesterday with the Dolphins and the Bills. Tyler Bass kicked that 61-yard field goal for the win to give it to the Bills after Miami had come back. They've lost 6 of their last 7. They're going to be better with 2. It's just the way it is when you can at least have some semblance of an offense out there. The Dolphins have put themselves, they're going to be up against it to make the playoffs, but you're going to have a better time with Tua. Sacramento Kings are taking steam right now at plus. Well, they're probably going to be even money here, pick them at this point, but they are taking the steam here against the Miami Heat tonight. The Heat was as high as 2.5. This one could be a pick 'em by the time we get to the previews in the NBA. Bills continued their dominance, 15 of the last 17 over Miami, and the Miami did a nice job, though. Definitely got us some money with that total yesterday. I missed a point there, though. Thomas said we had the consensus on that Chargers game there. Team consensus was on the Chargers as well, including Thomas, quite frankly. So it wasn't Thomas's pick. He said Chargers, just giving him a little business with the Browns. Anyways, also that Chargers game, hope you guys caught me over there yesterday with the team over at PSR, where I gave out the under on their show with that Chargers game. All right, next up, Dave's talking about it here in the chat with the game between the Broncos and the Ravens. We gave you the over here on the show yesterday with the Broncos and the Ravens, but it was all Ravens, even though they 5 TDs and field goals on their first 7 drives. Zay Flowers, 127 yards and 2 touchdowns. Baltimore, unstoppable maybe right now, man. 6-1 straight up and against the spread their last 7 games. See, Dave, they're talking Detroit. Could be Detroit and the Ravens here a little bit. We still got to go through that. We're going to see the Chiefs tonight, obviously, but man, the Ravens just look like they are nonstop here at this point. And Denver, did a pretty good job. They had 4 drives of like nearly 50 yards that, they just ended on 4th down. They needed to keep going for it. but they just couldn't get enough, against the Ravens there, it felt like, and the Ravens crushed. Hey, college basketball steam here, game number 777, 778. It's Butler taking steam right now. Butler against Missouri State. Butler was a 15-point favorite or so. They're probably 16 and a half right now. This is what I'm talking about, right? We're just trying to show where the money's going, who the good teams are. You can only match them up against one team. Here's Butler, was a 15-point favorite, now up to probably 16 and a half currently. I'm not going to go look at the current line. I'm just going to read off the steam, and we'll get around to a few games. Panthers over the Saints. I've got to talk about them all here. This is the NFL after all. That one turned out to be a pretty decent game there yesterday, but man, my guy Chris Olave, his 5th career concussion, man. You just got to, I hope this guy's a star. This guy's one of the best receivers in the league, but a 5th concussion has got to make my man Chris Olave think twice. To see him there barely moving yesterday, breathing heavy after getting knocked around there, man, he's got a lot of guts, and just felt terrible at that point. Louisville is taking steam here right now against Morehead State. They were 19 and a half or so, probably going up to 20 and a half here. I'll also mention that the steam came in on that game on the over as well. Morehead State and Louisville now 19 and a half, 20 and a half, going up, and the total was 146. I didn't look here, but I do know the steam came in on the over with Morehead and Louisville. And we were talking about that game last night, in fact, on the NFL coverage over there across the street, and they were talking about Louisville's poor shooting. I think the consensus from some of the guys that I was hanging out with yesterday was that Morehead was going to be pretty live here, plus 20 points, but the Sharps are taking Louisville here this morning. All right, New Orleans 0-7 straight up, 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 games. They've been outscored 84-22 in the second half. Even the Saints were coming back on them, but even the Panthers were able to come back on them and win the game as Bryce Young got his 3rd win in 20 career starts, probably as good as he's ever looked, and it wasn't great, but the Panthers snapped a 5-game losing streak. All right, next up, Bengals smashed the Raiders here yesterday, and I gave out the over on the show across the street yesterday, and the game between the Raiders and the Bengals, and man, 41-24, the Bengals racked up the yards, more like racked up the points, really. Cincinnati outgained the Raiders 375-215. Burrow 251 yards and 5 touchdowns. Bengals really good coming off a loss, 21-10 last 31 against the spread, coming off of a loss. So Raiders ended up firing their offensive coordinator by the time they got home off the plane last night. I wonder if Tom Brady's signature was on that. I guess Tom got a little bit of heat, already violating those rules that they put down on him on the broadcast, but Tom can't help himself. I think he's quite good, actually. I know there's a lot of criticism, but maybe they just want to be that person that is an attention whore, because I think Tom Brady's doing a great job, actually, compared to those first couple of games. He obviously talks slowly in a way. I feel like he's choosing his words carefully, but that's the way you should be a broadcaster. You shouldn't go off popping off like I do sometimes, just speaking before you think. That's probably why I'm here right now, the pinnacle of my career here on the Sports Money Network. All right, Commanders over the Giants, 27-22. Washington 7-2. Man, let's take us back to the 90s here with the Commanders, with the Redskins. I'll say it, with the Redskins, man. How about it? The Giants are 0-5 at home. At least they finally scored some touchdowns yesterday at home, but they're 1-4 against the spread. They did score 3 touchdowns on 7 drives yesterday. Jones didn't look awful, but Washington averaged 9.5 yards per pass attempt. Looked pretty good again with Jaden Daniels here. So Falcons over the Cowboys, you guys. 27-21. Let me pass along some more steam. This is important, you guys. Game number 8:29, 8:30 right now. We're seeing Steam, Missouri, and Memphis. Game total over right now was 154. It actually dipped down off the opener of 155, but it's right back up there right now and moving higher. Missouri and Memphis steam to the over in today's college basketball card. All right. Atlanta with that win now leads the NFC South by a game and a half over Tampa. We'll see Tampa tonight, and they're 9-point underdogs. So Atlanta could be up by 2 games here over Tampa Bay in the NFC South right now. Atlanta's won 5 of their last 6. Cousins 3 touchdown passes. Cowboys came back there a little bit, but Dak Prescott, they did it actually with with Cooper Rush, right? Prescott left with a hamstring injury. We saw the injury he was getting nursed. His hand had a cut there on his hand, but then we found out he left with a hamstring injury. So things are spiraling out of control here for Dallas. They've given up last 3 games here now. 27, 30 before that, 47 before that. So they did run the ball pretty effectively. And remember, they didn't have Dak. Dak. They didn't have Zeke. And Zeke, something's going on with Zeke, man. I mean, we already know maybe he's had some concussions, but Zeke's been missing practice. One of those guys, right? Missing practice, late for meetings and all that. He got suspended there, but Dowdle looked good. And we know when they missed Dowdle in that last game and had to go with Zeke, everybody's laughing at me when I took the Zeke props over, but Dowdle looked pretty strong, caught that touchdown pass there yesterday. And Falcons, though, get the win. All right, Titans over the Patriots, 20-17 in overtime. We gave you the winner here on the show on the under yesterday. Held on there, but certainly looked like an under all the way with Patriots and the Titans. Drake May, 5-yard touchdown pass on the last play. What a play it was. They've found look, I'm not saying that Patriots have found a Super Bowl quarterback, but they've found their man in Drake May. Let's face it. Look at the play there, scrambling for 15 seconds, throwing it up there. Maybe it looked like desperation, but when the ball got there, the receiver was the one there first. They got that touchdown, forced overtime. Yeah, the Titans drove down, kicked the field goal, took that time off the clock, then stopped the Patriots, and they outgained the Patriots 400-300 in the game. New England just 3 of 11 on 3rd down. New England's lost 7 of 8. Cardinals dominated the Bears there in the second half. They got out to an early lead. How about DeMarcado? He was opening the store there with a touchdown left, that 53-yarder that sprung the Cardinals to the lead, and felt like that's where they took care of business. We gave you the Cardinals here on the show yesterday. I don't know what I can do. Everybody's hyping on the Bears, but the Cards get it done yesterday with the win. Eagles over the Jags, 28-23 yesterday. We give you a winner there? Yeah, we did. We gave you the Jaguars here on the show yesterday, and I gave you the winner over there across the street on the PSR show yesterday on the over. I think we won them all there yesterday with my appearance over there with Jimmy. So Eagles over the Jaguars. The Eagles led 22-0 late in the third quarter. Jaguars came back and made it a game. It was kind of funny, right? Because that wasn't a great game, but that was a game that was flexed out of the Sunday night window in exchange for that. I don't know what you call that game last night. It wasn't great for sure. I know the Colts and the Vikings certainly have better records than the Jaguars, so they flexed it out. And I guess it turned out to be a close game, an intriguing game, even if it was probably the worst played game of the day, it felt like. So we'll talk about that one in a minute. But Barkley, right? You look at what the Giants right now, you look at Barkley over there on the Eagles, 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. The guy is on top of his game right now. He's got to be the most complete back in the game, it feels like here right now. Steam play here right now. Missouri State and Butler. Look, we already talked about this game on the side. They just took Butler 10 minutes ago, and now they're going over 140.5, 141 here. Missouri State and Butler over here going to go up to 141 or so or higher here on the morning steam. All right. Eagles, though, didn't get it done. They're just 2-9-1 against the spread last 12 games as a home favorite. You got to hit these, underdogs a little bit right now in the NFL. All right, the big game, Lions and Packers. It wasn't close, really. Love was definitely having a problem. I mean, I think the Packers could have been more competitive if Jordan Love was 100%. It clearly was not 100%. It limited half of his game. We know Love can move around pretty good, but not yesterday, not with that groin injury. So the Lions took advantage, and then Love threw that pick six. It felt like it was going to be the Lions' day. That Detroit led 17-3 at halftime. It was rainy. And that, I'll say this.
Team play.
Getting Detroit outdoors, it was a 10-point game, but that's where they wanted them anyways, but it wasn't going to work out yesterday. Green Bay just wasn't going to have it there without a healthy Jordan Love. Maybe he does give them a little bit better chance still. I mean, they were playing the Lions, okay? I mean, you're playing anybody else, Packers are probably going to have a big shot to win their game. Of course, yesterday, the Lions, Dave mentioned in the chat, right? They're as good as it gets right now. Here's some steam, guys. Eastern Michigan, Texas State, 8:33, 8:34. We're seeing this one move here to the over. They've already moved on Texas State. Was, as I said, was 7.5 up to 8.5, and now here's steam on the over in that game. Eastern Michigan and Texas State up to 135 or higher right now. Hope you're enjoying my coverage here this morning. I'll get to your comments in just a minute. Keep firing in the chat. We're going to be here at least 90 minutes, it feels like, here today. So Green Bay lost for the first time in 5 games there, and good game for the Lions, no doubt about it. All right. Also interesting to note, Packers, man, struggling in some category. They in the last 2 minutes of the halves right now, they're being outscored 40-9. How about the Vikings, that game we mentioned there against the Colts? I whiffed on this game. I just told you about a bunch of winners like I'm some Nostradamus here, but this one I've whiffed on the Vikings over the Colts because I want to keep riding with the Colts covering these numbers. They led 7-0 at halftime with that defensive touchdown. Hey, here's steam right now. Let's get into it. 8:27, 8:28 here right now with Wichita State. Wichita State right now is taking some steam here in their game against Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky was a 2-point favorite. That's probably going to be 1 or pick 'em here, it feels like, with Wichita State and Western Kentucky. They're taking Western Kentucky here. I'm sorry, they're taking Wichita State here right now. Another one right in front of it was Northern Kentucky and Florida State. Northern Kentucky and Florida State. Steam coming in right now on the total under 140. Let me get this straight here. 146.5. This one already had started to go up. It was 144 or so last night. Gradually moved up here to 146.5. This is what we call in sports betting sometimes the head fake. Right now, they're steaming it under here at 146.5. Probably will go back down to that original number, I would imagine, about 144 or so. College basketball, man, the reason I'll tell you on some of these steam moves, you don't have to play them straight away. But if you have a little bit of handicap and it's already the size, you need to get on it. College basketball moves. I mean, if you do play these plays, you could easily see an advantage here. This is probably, I'll say 75% of the time conservatively, that's the way it's going to keep moving or stay, and that's conservative. It's probably more like 80 or 85, but it's not always the case, but you're always going to get the, more often than not, be ahead of the line when you kind of ride this steam a little bit. So, all right, I think we caught them all there. I think we covered them all. If I didn't here, let me know, but I think we covered all the moves there in the NFL. Let me say hello to everyone in the chat. Let me also pass along some news that came across. If you're a music fan and pop culture here, a little steam here right now. We're going to get to it. You probably already know if you've been up here watching the news a little bit about some sad news today, but 8:51, 8:52 right now. This is Wisconsin, Green Bay, and Oklahoma State. They are taking Wisconsin, Green Bay against Oklahoma State. They're taking 18. They maybe took 19. They maybe took 17.5. They took Wisconsin Green Bay plus the points, taking the steam right now against Oklahoma State. They also went over already in that game with some steam here at 151, 151 and a half. I haven't looked now, so you might see the game there on your apps or screens. 851, 852. They steamed it over there in Wisconsin, Green Bay, and Oklahoma State. Right now, Grand Canyon is taking some steam right now. This is 857, 858 in the game against Fullerton. They're taking Grand Canyon minus, 19 and a half here it feels like right now. Grand Canyon taking steam right now here on the Morning Steam. Hey, everyone. Quincy Jones, the legendary producer, 28 Grammy Awards. Of course, the man behind 3 of the best-selling albums of all time with Michael Jackson, a man who, transcended genres, certainly. I didn't know. Do you know that, when they were showing it, I didn't know that he was the producer or the cultivator, if you will, behind songs. You remember the "It's My Party and I'll Cry If I Want to" in the 60s there? And so this man's career spanned 70 years here and responsible for some of the greatest music of all times. Quincy Jones passes away here 91, I think. So a little bit of news coming out. Let me say hello to everyone in the chat. Hello, stars. There's Dave. He got us started. Oh, there you go. Yeah, we're talking about it. I saw that message before I got rolling here. Thank you, Dave. And Dave, we should have did a show with the high school playoff teams yesterday. We got all of our Dave and I will be ready to go. It's high school football playoff week here. So thank you, Dave. Thomas Lewis. Hey, thank you. Here is my main man right here. He's my Ed McMahon, Thomas Lewis. Good morning, Thomas. And like this video, subscribe to our channel. Hit that thumbs up. And subscribe here to the Sports Money Network, fastest growing channel here, fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. Hope you caught the coverage this weekend. I'm still recovering from those long shows. I don't know how my man Keith did it, going over there and then doing the UFC show. But Keith and I were with you for about 10 hours or so this weekend with the Breeders' Cup. Did anybody hear our race calls here with myself and Keith? Maybe I have a new career. Keith hinted at there. I was a little rough around the edges, and maybe I had a few tricks up my sleeve. I basically was given my first. It seemed like maybe I had a little bit of experience. I've never called a race professionally, but I probably called 1,000 of them in my room when I was about 14 years old. Every night I'd watch the replays. I'd probably even earlier than that, maybe between 12 years old and 14 years old, watching race results every night when they used to play it. And like at 12:30 at night, the race results would come on the local channel, and I'd have my little listings there, and I'd call the races, and I'd have the picks. So, all right, appreciate everyone here, and Joe Alvarado is here today, and Thomas knows, right? It's not always about being, even if it's right or wrong, right, Thomas? But get out in front of these plays. How about Nevada right now taking steam over my shoulder right here? Nevada, you can see it probably. If you look right here, you'll see it pop up when you hear the steam, and this will pop up right here, unless I'm fooling around. That's why we needed that noise for all those days. I need to keep the Steam computer on. Nevada is game number 874, 873, 874. They are steaming Nevada here at 9 or 9.5, maybe even 10 right now. The Nevada Wolfpack against Sam. We already told you they steamed the over in that game, right? So these are interesting that the early moves here coming out, correlated here a little bit, side and total, but Nevada -9, -9.5 took the steam, and the over in Sam Houston, Nevada took the steam just a few minutes ago, as we mentioned. Cliff Floyd, yep, that's what we're doing, trying to pass along those soft boosts. Here's the thing, right? Write them down and then look later and see what the lines are a little bit here. And if you have, I'm not saying you can see all these, but if you are looking for the lines or anything, we run them here live every day. Here they are right now. There's that Denver Stanford game here. Some of the this is the top of the board. There's that 9 o'clock game here right now. Charleston and Southern Illinois. I feel like a weatherman. St. Louis and Santa Clara. We are damn, we're set to go in college basketball here today. Wow. All right. And not to mention, uh, tomorrow's going to be a pretty big day. Some things are going on here in the world. We'll see what happens today. Just to let Dave, I might just put all my money on one of those candidates here, and I joked around. I was on one of those shows, and they always toast, whenever there's a score. And I don't drink too much anymore in my age, but you know what? I went and bought a drink so I could feel part of the party with those guys. And I drank a little bit on the show the last week, having some fun. I might finish off the drinking tomorrow. Gonzaga taking some steam here right now. If you want a big game in college basketball tonight, this is it. Gonzaga here is taking on Baylor tonight in one of the two biggest games of the night. Gonzaga at home in this one. They are steaming Gonzaga right now at 5 or 5.5 against Baylor tonight. And I was with my man Billy Briz. I think he was talking Baylor because I was talking Gonzaga. I'm always talking Gonzaga, though. And look, I know there's shortcomings when it comes to the postseason, but that doesn't mean they'll rip through again here. I mean, it's easy to criticize Gonzaga because they've never won it all, but you're talking about one of the greatest programs. Yeah, they play that, but their situation's changing here in the future, right? If there are conferences here. The most interesting thing about the college basketball and everything getting started tonight is we got these new conferences to deal with, just like we did in football. Turnsy, hello. Nice to see you today. Patrick here as well. Always ready to talk with Patrick. Bankroll Spence, so good to have you there. I'm trying to see. That's a Chiefs end zone. I can see that. And it's the old, when he took the nap, right? When he took the nap on the ball there after the touchdown. That's cool. All right. And let's see a few more. I'm way behind you guys here on the greeting. We got to start this show, but hopefully we're having some fun here right now. And Thomas, I had the Chargers. Everyone knows I had the Chargers in the game. I gave it right here on the, what did I have? Where did I give it? I gave it right here on the show with you guys. All right. Let's see here. Terrell, hello. He said, I was just off a little bit there. Art Thompson, good morning, my friend. Robert, good morning, my friend. Thank you guys so much for your support. And let's see who else is here today. And oh no, he's calling them the clown. Thomas is calling them the Cleveland Clowns. How about it? All right. 1K here today. Always good to have 1K stopping in to say hi and sticking around for some of the. There's Justin. See, we're not even into the picks yet. Justin's here, so we can get started. All right. Thank you, Patrick, for those nice words there. And look, we just come on here early to give you these steam moves here a little bit. How about it? Cincinnati right now, game number 622 on the added board. If you have the rotation, and when I'm saying 622 on the extra board, it's really 306, 622, but we're not going to say that every time, but try to give you a little bit of, if you chart it like me, I think the rotation order is a little bit old school. But if you want to know where to find them, the rotation numbers, sometimes you see them on the books a little bit, and it is a good reference point. Cincinnati is taking steam against Pine Bluff here. They steamed it at 33.5. They don't care. They'll steam it. 33.5 right now is probably going to be 35 points with Cincinnati today here against Pine Bluff. Negroni is here today. Thank you, Negroni, for being here as well. And let's see what else we got. And I think that's it. Got some great conversation with all my friends here in the chat. So probably we'll get started with the show, make some picks. Elliot Jameson here as well. He's hanging out the day before the election, hanging out at a rally. We're going to see a lot of action today, certainly with and here. Okay, look, like I said, not here to talk politics, but we're here to talk odds. And I have to pass along the most important news about the odds in the betting. There's no doubt about the odds in the election. I think it is part of my job as a sports betting analyst. So what's happened here is almost as predicted by some of the experts. I don't know election betting that way. I guess maybe I do know election betting better than a lot because, it's been taking place certainly for a long time. It should be, and you can get big limits on election betting. Vanderbilt is, I'm going to finish that thought. Vanderbilt is taking steam here right now. This is game number 660 on the extra board here right now. We already knew that this game took steam on the over between Maryland Eastern Shore and Vanderbilt. Right now, Vanderbilt's taking the steam here at 26 and a half, 27 here. Vanderbilt taking steam here on the morning steam. So, they released another one of the polls, one of the ones that always comes out on the weekend before the election, and somehow, some way, Donald Trump, who was, we've seen the moves shift here, the odds for the last several months, right? Even back when we were talking about it, nearly a pick 'em there after the debate with Biden. Trump surged out to the lead because Biden looked bad. And then all of a sudden, Biden drops out. Harris gets in the race, builds up a bunch of money and, quick money. Harris takes a slight lead over Trump. Well, over those several weeks here, as it's kind of lost its momentum. Harris lost the momentum with the betting. Remember, the betting's not always the same, as the results, but Trump worked his way up just a week ago to minus 200, and then he was down to 170, and now just less than 24 hours away from from going to the polls. Donald Trump is currently just $1.40 here. Was even a little bit lower than that just 24 hours ago. But Donald Trump minus $1.40, Harris plus $1.20. Remember, it's not who wins tomorrow night. It's who is. Here's the catch. It's who is certified. By the Congress on in January. So that's a little bit of a trick there in case something happens. But Donald Trump is favored to be that man right now over the lady, Kamala Harris. All right, let's pass these steam moves along. Hey, one of my favorites to say on the air anyway, because you're not fully Word unless you're Incarnate Word. And Incarnate Word is taking steam here right now, $6.99. And that's interrupted me. Let me just go to this one. Siena against Brown. They've taken the points here with Siena against Brown. Siena at home plus 3. They took them at 3.5. They took them at 3. This one's going probably to 2.5 here with Siena right now taking the points as a home underdog against Brown. Incarnate Word up. $6.99, 700 on the added board here with Incarnate Word against Cal Baptist. They took Incarnate Word here plus 13.5, maybe even 13. Incarnate Word taking the steam, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific tonight against CBU, as Dave and I call it. Also, Iowa State here at 672, 673. Iowa State minus 43.5 there for Iowa State. 2 more coming your way right now. I hope this is fun for you guys, and it is for me. I love this shit. It's 860 here with Oklahoma minus 25.5, maybe 26 here against Lindenwood. They're taking Oklahoma here and laying the points. Look, it's not always the big teams over the small teams in Steamland, but it is in this case. Taking Oklahoma here right now against Lindenwood. Also on the added board here, 686, 687. This is Wake Forest minus 31.5 or 32 here right now against Coppin. They are taking the points. They are laying the points here with Wake over Coppin. And as I mentioned, 672, they're laying 43.5 or more. Iowa State against the Delta Devils of Mississippi Valley. It was 42 or so, but it's now heading over 44 points here for Iowa State. Bringing in the Delta Devils for an ass whooping tonight, probably. All right, let's keep it going here, maybe with the comments from the chat, man. I kind of am falling way behind with you guys here, and really appreciate you guys sticking. But this is the theme of the show here. It feels like today, with the with the steam, with this college basketball, 120 games. Yeah, we got 15 here in the NBA, and I want to get started. So let me continue to say hello to everyone. And let's see. Oh, thank you, Art. Yep. Okay, see if I have any others here in the chat. Billy Mack is here. So, yep, Thriller. Can you believe that album? I mean, look at that album. I don't know what you want to say about today's music. And, we have our own critique of Michael's life, but come on, man. Just Steam here, Air Force right now. Game number 698, 699 on the added board here. Air Force, it's a great way of life. Laying 4.5 points, now 5 points. Air Force over North Alabama. All right. Super True Story is loving it. I do too. And this is what's going to be happening here on these big cards on Saturday. It's going to be popping off like that too. So look at Terrell. He's talking Baylor basketball here. Thank you. Peasy says it is the best. And I agree. It is the best. This is the money-making time of the year with college basketball, quite frankly. All right. I think that's it for, yep. Look at that. The great point, Thomas. Look at this. Let me add this right here. Thomas talking about Quincy Jones, right? Look, it's taken me a long time. I'm in my mid-50s here, and I've reached a great moment in my career here with the Sports Money Network, right? Quincy Jones didn't even reach that pinnacle with Michael Jackson and those productions until he was 49, 50 years old. So young people, keep plugging. We always think we need to achieve everything early, but you just got to keep going and you can find your successes. All right. Hey, everyone, you can get my best plays, and now I expect you to subscribe to my plays over at the Winnable app. Over here, let me bring up the promo because now with college basketball season, hey, why not get some help from me? It's a big card, and I'm going to have free cards every day over at Winnable with my VIP selections. Sign up for free over there with the Winnable app. You can get my text updates. Never miss a play when you sign up for the notifications. Click that QR code in the lower right-hand corner of the screen or the upper right-hand corner when I come back on. I'm going to send free VIP packages out every day with plays, as well as my paid selections back there as well. But just want to let you know that you can join for free, 4-0, and get plays from me in college basketball. A ton of plays. You're going to have your own plays. People are going to be talking plays, and I'm going to have plays, and you still will not get enough plays. If you play just 1 or 2 games, that's fine, but this is college basketball, man. And we got to go right now. Let me just get this going here. We've got everybody. I'm bringing back up. Hey, subscribe to me over at Winnable. We got breaking news here right now coming across the wire. This is the where to find me, winnable.com. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20%. We've got breaking news here right now. The New Orleans Saints have fired head coach Dennis Allen just moments ago, coming across the wire. The Saints here, we talked about, they just lost to the Panthers. They've been in a tailspin. Derek Carr has been injured. The 2 best receivers are out, and Dennis Allen is out as the coach of the New Orleans Saints. This breaking here just moments ago. I don't even have the replacement yet. I'll see if we can get the interim coach's name here right now. I could think of a few here at this point, but let's see. They may have told us here. Dennis Allen right now has been fired as head coach of the New Orleans Saints. He went 18-24 in his 2+ seasons there with the Saints, but I guess that was just too much for him. So we've seen a couple of firings here in the last 12 hours with Luke Getsy yesterday of the Raiders here in town getting fired. I think they had another coach as well. I don't want to be wrong on that. But Dennis Allen here fired by the Saints after that loss to the Panthers. We really haven't heard much, I don't think, with the replacement. I think maybe we'll have something by the end of the show. If you guys hear it, please let me know in the chat. Here we'll probably be doing the show, and they will announce the interim coach. Maybe they have, and I just am not able to kind of get the information here on the show with you. But I see right here, right now, my timeline blowing up. So remember, the Saints opened the season with two great wins. They beat Dallas. When we didn't know what Dallas was going to be all about here a little bit, but that's it for Dennis Allen here after that one. And maybe the writing was on the wall. And listening to Saints fans last night, they were kind of thinking that maybe that could be the case after losing to the Panthers the way they did. So just breaking here right now, the New Orleans Saints have fired head coach Dennis Allen. So we've got things happening all over the place here. Maybe we get your comments on that as well here in the chat. But breaking news here right now. Hello to Curtis. Curtis, thank you for all of your support here with me on the Sports Money Network. I feel like Curtis, day oneer. We never took away your keys, Curtis. Anytime you're here to open the door, but we always appreciate you coming in here right now. All right. Jermaine says we've got two other coaches going to get fired today here, possibly as well. All right. Thomas says not you're going to talk about Franklin of Penn State because he can't win the big game. We got to get to the previews here. Just moments ago, with that news was breaking, they steamed Kentucky, by the way, and those cats will rock you. Kentucky here, game number 781, 782, taking the steam right now. They're playing right tonight. Right State, Kentucky, 19 now, 19 and a half, maybe even 20 here. We're seeing some steam right now with Kentucky. Man, we haven't even got to the show yet. But we did preempt the commercial there. So where's MMA guy? Hey, anyways, get my picks over there. I'm going to have college basketball picks up the yin-yang here. So, look, I can't make them all premiums. I can't get them all out on the show. And I'm a market handicapper. So what I do is I'm going to package up some. You'll get my best plays over at the Winnable app, but also sign up for the free VIP. I guarantee you I'm going to send out some college basketball winners every day. So please join me over at Winnable. You don't have to put the notifications on, but look, if you'll be looking at, hey, I want to watch some college basketball tonight. I don't have any plays. Well, at least let's see what Ramon has and see if I agree, if it's a TV game, whatever. Just sign up with me at Winnable. I want to know that you want to be a part of the team. It doesn't cost anything to get my free picks. I promise you that. And everything there with the premium picks are powered by Stripe. So it's a very secure e-commerce platform. You're not going to get, jobbed or anything. That's how companies do their sales in other real life purchases too, not just our sports betting. All right, I'm ready to go, I think, with the show finally. But here's some more steam real quick. Marquette, game number 847 and 848. Marquette is taking steam against Stony here. They took them at 23 and a half right now. Marquette getting steam tonight against Stony. They also steamed the over in that game at 147. And that one has gone up higher than that. All right, we'll talk more steam later. I've got other plays. Steam's already come in. Nothing we can do about the ones that have already gone by. We'll repeat those here a little bit on our show. We've been here an hour and we've done nothing, you guys, here. But it is important, I think, today to get these going. All right. Here, let me see. Anything else? And Terrell, that's good. Oh, gosh. That is funny, right? But you think about, okay. Let me see. Oh, I know what that is. The ESPN. See, guys, I mean, come on. The ESPN chime just came in now on Dennis Allen. So join me here on the Morning Steam every day. We're going to get you the latest news, the fastest news here. All right. Thanks, you guys, for great comments. Let's go. AOD, hello. Oh, by the way, we've got a football game tonight here with the Buccaneers and the Chiefs, our NFL Monday Night Football. And man, the Chiefs are a 9-point favorite. Hey, who uh, who hung out in the pandemic Super Bowl there? Remember the Buccaneers and the Chiefs? No one had a Super Bowl party. I remember I watched the game on YouTube with my young cousin at the time who's now a big varsity football star, but I didn't have any, I wanted to watch the Super Bowl. Yeah, there were some parties. We know the pandemic was, kind of over and everything. The Chiefs and the Super Bowl against the Bucks. Remember the Bucks? What a game that was, right? And Jermaine, yeah, we know Jermaine. We've been busy here, my friend. So they'll play here tonight. The Chiefs hosting the Buccaneers, but man, a 7-point favorite here. I mean, a 9-point favorite here in this one with the Buccaneers. Haven't they been following the Bucks here? Look, the Bucks, yeah, they're falling behind the Falcons here a little bit, but the Buccaneers are still, feels like a pretty quality franchise a little bit. The three-time defending division champions here. Sure, the Chiefs are number one, but they're just 4-3 against the spread so far because they're always going to be laying some extra points. You always got to pay a tax right now with these Chiefs, no doubt about it. And I don't like paying taxes, so I do. All this income. If you're subscribing, I'm putting I'm paying my taxes and everything, but I don't want to pay any taxes in sports betting with extra points tacked onto these big favorites here. Maybe they will roll. Maybe the Chiefs will find a way to kind of crush somebody here, but they're not necessarily covering the big numbers here. In these games, more so the close ones, it feels like the Chiefs are -5 in turnovers this year. They're not perfect for sure, but right now they've got so many good things. It's not Patrick Mahomes. Have we even seen the best Patrick Mahomes out there this year? Have we seen the best Travis Kelce? Apparently, he's in a relationship. It's interfering with his football play. I don't know, but nonetheless, the Chiefs come in here having gone under in their team total in 4 of their 7 games. They've even trailed at halftime in 3 of the games, and they find a way to get it done, right? Because they've outscored their opponents 83-50 in the second half. 4 of the last 5 for the Chiefs have gone under here right now. For the Buccaneers, the reason why they've lost this point spread here a little bit are the injuries for sure, right? Because Godwin, we've lost him for the season. Evans has been hurt now. Still, the Bucks are 8-2 against the spread. Their last 10 as a road dog here. So Tampa Bay's gone over in 5 straight games, but they've turned the ball over 8 times in the last 3 games. And yeah, they're missing weapons here for sure tonight. And that's why we're seeing probably a little bit higher of a line. Still established defense, it feels like here. Players that I'm going to be preferring tonight, Patrick Mahomes, I think will be someone certainly to look at here tonight. And Travis Kelce, I've got the combo of the superstars here for the Chiefs, being able to get something done here, but still don't want to lay any points at home. I really don't here. And I think with this coach said, look, the Chiefs run defense is pretty strong. I mean, you say what you want about we know the Chiefs may be known for their offense, for their speed here a little bit too, but the run defense, absolutely terrific. Bucky Irving I think he even has an injury tag here as well. Let me check the latest injuries. Total here, 45 and a half. So Bucky Irving is questionable. Sterling Shepard questionable. Jalen McMillan questionable. Hard to find answers here if you are Tampa Bay with these big injuries here. So I know there's going to be a lot of support here for Kansas City, but I just don't trust teams laying points in a game that they are probably expected to win comfortably. That's when the letdown happens, especially for these type of teams. They go through the motions, it feels like a little bit. Patrick Mahomes is actually on the injury report with an ankle injury here. Juju is out here as well. We can get your comments if you want. We got to keep it moving here on the show since I spent all day talking steam, but let's see what you guys have in this one. Terrell says the Chiefs will show off now here tonight after the big performance of the Ravens. And, well, Terrell's putting in the Bengals there a little bit. Can the Bengals get anything going at all? The offense, Burrow looked just great. And maybe, maybe Burrow hadn't been maybe just healthy there, right? Perfectly healthy. Anybody, Justin, talking about Jason, right? I was surprised that so many people were against. I mean, because they're probably against Jason Kelsey. I mean, look, I find the man to be, I think Jason Kelsey is very intelligent guy. I think he's, final. Why are you going to mess with this guy? What are you doing, right? He's something I would think people would like Jason Kelsey, more than Travis. I think Travis is an easier target for those people that want to be, these guys. I think Jason's the one that's more, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to get into it. There we go. Let's talk. But I like what you're saying though, Justin, on that. Kansas City's going to win. Just a matter of how much. Philly Eagle Flyer, thank you for we haven't even touched on our soccer schedule here for today. Thank you, sir, for mentioning it. We've got games certainly in England today. Brentford at Fulham. Serie A has got 3 games, including a couple here in a couple hours. Capped off by the feature, Cagliari and Lazio. Also, La Liga in action today with Getafe and Celta de Vigo. So MLS last night action too. How about that? Game going to penalty kicks there last night. Second straight one going to penalty kicks in that Houston, Seattle. Robert says go over 45.5 here. Amsterdam, what else? Nice to see you in the chat. Irish King, thank you for being here as well. Appreciate you stopping by. All right, I'm taking the Bucks, guys. I don't want to give it as a premium for sure. I don't want to lay these points either. Not with the Chiefs that just don't seem to want to cover games where they are expected to be the overwhelming favorite. It just feels like those are the games they actually have the struggles. The ones they cover, it seems like to me, you can look even back the last 2 or 3, right? Are the intense games where they might just be favored by 1.5 or 2 or 3 or something against a good opponent, and they end up coming through. It feels like the big spreads are not as comfortable. You could tell me if that was just more of, I don't even have the stats on that necessarily to support it. The stats do reflect that, but I don't know what they are exactly. Let's see here. Go ahead, gang, get your pick in. We got to keep this show moving along right now here on the morning steam. But Chiefs and Bucks. Bucks have gone. I've said Bucks have gone over in 5 straight. Bucks have covered 4 of the last 5 games against Kansas City. All right, and I think they've actually met. Let me see here. No, I think the Super Bowl was the last meeting between the two, actually, right? No, they've actually met twice since then, right? 41-31 in the last meeting, 27-24 Chiefs won before that. That was in the I'm trying to remember. That might have been right after the Super Bowl. See, 31-9 was that final in the Super Bowl, remember. All right, a little more college basketball here. We'll move on to the next. You can still put your NFL play in. Ball State. Georgia State, this is 884, 880. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Oh, this is a write-in game. So it's 885, 886 here with Ball State and Georgia State. Over 147. This one opened 146. If you have a rotation schedule, you might not see this one. This one was a write-in game. Ball State and Georgia State is getting steamed over the total right now here on the Morning Steam. All right, thank you. Our Tom has got. I think this is the. I think this is the football game here. Our Tom says under here in Bucks and Chiefs. Anybody who follows me knows I go under on the Chiefs games almost exclusively. 5 of the last 7 though in this series have gone over, and going under on the Chiefs hasn't been a total success this season. But again, I'm about this Chiefs defense. It feels like that they're the unheralded group because of the stars on offense a little bit. All right. Good morning to Markel. Thank you. Markel, we just got started. You haven't missed a thing. Thank you. All right. And Jermaine, I think, is Jermaine talking weather here? You guys were totally on the weather last night. Thank you very much for that information yesterday. Remember, I said I'm just going with the forecast. You guys know better than I do. But yeah, rain throughout the game here. 100% chance of rain, says here tonight. Temperature in the mid-60s and the wind 6 to 10 miles an hour during the game. So won't be perfect conditions too. And that always is going to, no matter how you look at it, right? You could say, well, but supposed to even, make it a little more even, I think. All right, you guys, let's move on to professional basketball and get into the card here with the Bucks and the Cavs. In this one, you got one team covers the spread and one team doesn't. And it's not, I think because we're here every day, which team it is that's doing the cover. It's not the established, Milwaukee Bucks. Here it is the Cavaliers right now, one of the hottest teams certainly in the league, taking the league by storm. And it's not a surprise necessarily, right? This Cavaliers team has been getting better over the last couple of years. It feels like gradually, maybe the most consistent team, it feels like, of all these contenders this season and in the last couple of seasons too, right? They just seem like a stable lot. They don't seem to have the ups and downs and the swings that so many teams can have, especially some of those elite teams with their players always taking time off. Towson and St. Mary's. This is 868, 869. Towson and St. Mary's, they're going under right now. Steam coming in. Towson and St. Mary's, it was 126. It's now 125 and moving lower. There comes some more action right now. All right, give me your plays here with Milwaukee and Cleveland. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under, and 9 of the last 11 meetings between these two teams in Cleveland have gone under the total. So what are you going to do when red hot Cleveland takes on ice cold Milwaukee here tonight? Cleveland is 7-0 against the spread, 7-0 straight up so far. Milwaukee, they're 1-5 straight up, 1-5 against the spread. These are two teams that one's doing great, one's doing poorly. Cleveland's a 7-point favorite here right now, and the total is 230.5. I've got the under here in this one with Milwaukee and Cleveland. Cleveland's been going over. They've gone 4-1 to the over as a favorite so far. Milwaukee's 1-3 to the under on the road. I'm going to try the under in this one. They are a contrast for sure. I'm going under though here in this one. I'm watching Qinwen Zhang. Just had a nice victory here in tennis just moments ago, beating Rybakina in 3. She dominated the third set, 6-1. All right, gang, go ahead if you got. Let me get the picks from the chat. Thank you for being here in the morning steam. I also want to say, let me get it here. Want to say thank you to F. Donahue, our newest. And we know F. Donahue's got the Roadrunners right there. He's got my Bakersfield Roadrunners. We've talked about it before. So thank you, F. Donahue, for being a member here on the Sports Money Network. Thank you. Here's a tease. Thomas is going a hybrid teaser here with the Cavs and the Chiefs tonight. JW says it's a revenge spot here in this one. And let's see what else we've got. And Jerry, thank you for your college basketball in there. And here's Robert McCormick. He says he likes the Cavs here tonight. Yeah, I've got to be agreeing with you probably there, Robert. Let's get some more college basketball steam, gang. That's why we're here. The show is called The Morning Steam, after all. 794, 795, Western Michigan here taking the steam. Western Michigan, Coastal Carolina, steam to the under here in 795, 796. Under is the steam, no, not the side. Under 146 is turning into 145, it looks like here right now with Western Michigan and Coastal. Also, American U on the day before the election. How about that? How about American U? Game number 606, 607. They're taking on LaSalle, and they're taking the points. With American against LaSalle, play at your own risk, but the Sharps are taking American here +6 down to 5.5 or lower here right now on the morning steam. All right. Thank you, Jermaine. Look at that. Wow. Is that right? Is that total moving under? Hey, I'm giving it out here right now on the morning steam here. That would surprise. It just got to 227. Wow, that's going low, man. I'm almost out of value here. I liked this play when it was at. Well, I'm showing some books are a little higher than that for sure. In fact, I show this thing maybe starting to go up here. I haven't heard any steam yet, but careful on that one, Jermaine. You're usually on top of this, but that one might be headed higher here momentarily. All right. And let's see here. Where'd we leave off? Bobby Mack was on the Cavs. I'm definitely going to send it. You'll see it later. Bobby, that's going to be I got to think the Cavs are going to be a premium for me here. There'll be a million premiums. I can say that right now that probably going to go with it. I like, even if I just said, 7-0 ATS against a 1-5 ATS, whatever. I'm going with the Cavs. All right. Dave talking to that football game says Chiefs over. He likes the game total over, or maybe he likes the Chiefs over. He says no one's going to beat him. Maybe he likes the team total over there in that one. Where would Giannis go? Where will Giannis go, Terrell? The Sancho here likes the Lakers tonight. Thank you. All right. I think that's going to do it on that one. Let's keep it moving right now with the morning steam and the Wizards taking on the Warriors here in Washington. And Steph Curry is questionable here. Could he make his return here tonight from that ankle injury? Look, if you're a 10.5-point favorite, maybe we just take another one off if you're Steph Curry. If he's out there, you can rest assured that he is, he's not going to go out there, I would think, in this game, haphazardly, not at full strength. Andrew Wiggins is back too, so that also shores it up for them. Kuzma, he's definitely out right now. He has a groin injury. We saw him leave here. So Bagley also questionable here in this one. You've got the Warriors here, about a 10.5-point favorite against the Wizards. Golden State's covered 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams, and 9 of the last 13 meetings between these two teams in Washington have gone over. I'll lay the points here with the Warriors. I would think the expectation is that you have a questionable tag here on Curry. If he does play, this one may even go up to 11 or 12 here. We know the Wizards, probably not making any strides this year. I'm glad they got a couple of wins here early on. They are coming in here off of a loss to Miami, but they did sweep Atlanta for their first 2 wins of the season. The Warriors are 5-1 against the spread right now. So you talk about taxes, right? And the Warriors may end up laying a few more points than most team, right? A few extra points here and there because of still the Warriors, however you want to look at it. But again, 5-1 straight up, 5-1 against the spread currently for the Warriors. I'll try them again here. I'm going to try them again here against the Wizards. I know the Sharps are going to be on the Wizards here a little bit today, if I'm not mistaken. I'm showing sharp moves clearly in favor of Washington here. Maybe it's even, actually. I'm taking the Warriors. It probably is even because of having to lay all those points. But I'm going to take the Warriors here in this one. I will say Golden State 1-3 to the under as a favorite. Get your plays here right now, maybe in this one. Thank you, everybody. Here's Justin said, I got the Warriors. college basketball steam, and it's a major move here for sure. Big spread, easy opponent maybe, but it is Kansas here with game number 675, 676. They're on the extra board here today because of their opponent here is Howard, the Bison. So right now they're taking probably 25.5 or higher. They're steaming Kansas here against Bison. We know Dickinson probably good to go here in this one, the favorite for the player of the year in college basketball. Injured late last season. Here's the thing about Dickinson, right? I don't necessarily ever call someone injury prone until they are, and then once they are, it never goes away. So careful those. I hope it's not. It definitely was hurt. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But when you're hurt once, sometimes. Anyways, that's college ball. We'll get there. All right, let's see here. Robert does like the over in this one with the Warriors and the Wizards. Man, Robert, we're on it today. Feels like Dave likes this game to go over, and it's a consensus play here. Warriors lay the points today, minus 10.5 here against the Wizards. All right. Thank you, Thomas. Also, Thomas said he likes the Warriors in a parlay here. Is that a money line parlay, though, Thomas, because of parlay piece? Or are you going to lay those points? And obviously, he's laying the points. He put them in the consensus. Usually, Thomas asked to like it, too, really, in the consensus. I've noticed that. All right. Hey, we were talking Lakers basketball. How about Lakers basketball here? Yeah, this still triggers memories of one of the greatest NFL NBA finals of all time, doesn't it? With the Lakers and the Pistons and Magic and Isaiah making out on the court. Oh, I mean, kissing him on the cheek when he put his tongue in Isaiah's mouth. All right. Did anybody get that reference? All right, here we go with Detroit. At Lakers 7.5 here on the road. Wow, hello. Okay. Look, Lakers are doing pretty good so far, no doubt. They might be overachieving here a little bit. 4-2 against the spread so far for the Lakers. And, got off to that rip-roaring start, no doubt about it. Lakers have beaten the Pistons in 5 straight meetings between these two teams. 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Lakers have gone over in all 3 of their games so far as a favorite, but the Pistons have gone under in 5 of their 7 games so far. Pistons are 2-5 with 5 unders so far this season. Detroit's also gone, let me see, they've gone 2-1 to the over at home, despite that 2-5, 5 unders, right? 2 overs, but both overs at home. The steam came in on the under. I'm going over. The Lakers 3-0 to the over as a favorite. And even though the Pistons are an under team at 5 unders and 2 overs, their 2 overs came at home. I'm going to go over here in this one, even though that steam. See, I'm not always playing the steam. You know that. But I respect it. Like Thomas always says, respect that steam. This one opened as low as 225.5, and now it's up to, I got to just update it here for sure. This is one we got to update, gang. 228. I'm going over in this one. Like I said, the steam came under, but it looks to me like this number is moving higher. So steam's not always right. I said, 75, 80% of the time that continues to move in that direction. But look at this, 228. I better just make it a free play here on the show. I'm not going to put in a premium here. We've lost 3 points, and we're going against the steam. So, all right, let's see here. We got with Patrick's ready to go. He says, Ramon, step on it here. We're just 90 minutes away from tip-off. I'll tell you what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be watching those early games and preparing my big card. So sign up over at the Winnable. Here comes Jasmine Paolini, my old favorite. There she is coming on the court. You guys see her back there? All right. Sancho, there it is. Sancho, you can say Lakers hammer here again now. Thomas is on the Lakers as well. Dave likes this one to go over today as well with me. Dave and I are on the same side. AOD, we don't know if he's on his Detroit, but I got to say it because AOD said it. Detroit basketball. Robert likes the over with me here in this one. Me and Robert, we're clicking today. Hope we win. I'll know at the end of the day if I'm in a good mood, then Robert will be in a good mood. All right, Sancho on the Lakers too. Wow, Lakers almost maybe a consensus again here. Hello, man. All right, I better keep it moving here on the morning steam with the Celtics taking on the Hawks here in this one. Another good classic matchup here, but Boston still a 10-point favorite here at this point. And from what we've seen about from Boston, they've done pretty well here so far, 4-2-1 against the spread. Atlanta, definitely. I mean, they might be on the bottom here along with Milwaukee as teams not covering here right now. Atlanta's having issues, just 1-6 against the spread. And that's not good when you're just 3-4 and you're not looking too good, right? Look, you could be a good team with a bad spread record. Hey, you're just a good team that's overrated, that everybody bets on. When you're not great like Atlanta, and then you're even worse against the spread, that's just bad news, especially going up against a team like Boston that seems to be taking no prisoners here right now early on. Of course, Boston 6-1 overall so far this season with 4 covers. So I got to take Boston here in this one. I'm going to lay the points. Real quick, let's talk a little steam here in college basketball. 687, 688. Right now, this is Chicago State and Loyola Chicago. Man, it's a college basketball season when you're talking Chicago State. All right, they're taking Loyola Chicago here. Wow, this one was as low as 19 last night. It's already up to 21.5, 22 here. The steam is on Loyola Chicago here. All right, I'm already done with this game. I feel like I'm going to take the Celtics here on the morning steam. I'm not going to put them in premium, I don't think, here at 10.5. They'll still have to get a big number here. Series has gone over in 5 straight meetings between these two teams. Atlanta's gone over in every game so far this season. 7-0 to the over for the Hawks. Celtics are 3-4 to the under so far, but like I said, the last 5 meetings between these two teams here in Atlanta have gone over, and Atlanta's gone over in every game. Still a pretty big total here, obviously, 234, but it's not like you're questioning whether or not the Celtics offense will show up like some mediocre team when it's 234, right? Boston's won 17 of their last 19 now, dating back to last season. Atlanta here, big time over, it feels like. I got the Celtics, so in this one. All right, let's see what else we got here. And it's going to be Markel likes AD in that game. Thomas is on Boston here. Markel, maybe Celtics or nothing. Thomas said, "Have drinking up. I'm ready. Tomorrow I'm going to probably have to have a cocktail on election day to get me through it here. All right, Celtics can't be stopped in the East. Here's Dave. He likes the over here in this one, too. Dave liking his totals today. Robert liking the over here. Is Chicago State still Jermaine, the funny thing, right, about previewing college basketball a little bit. Look, I mean, I appreciate what my good friend Dave, picks from Dave said last night, Dave Rogers, about, Ken Palm, right? And we make so much of Ken Palm and the ratings and everything, comparing the spread to him. Forget all that. Just get the Ken Palm for the data. I mean, for the automatic fast data, the scoring, the play, everything. That's what really, Ken Palm, you can look at, and everybody throwing around Ken Palm number, this one. I don't worry about that. I use the Ken Palm numbers and ratings, but I also use Torvik. I also use Massey. I use mine. I mesh them all together, and then I see what I want to do with the steam and the moves. But the way it's all laid out for 25, I think the price went up to $25. But the way the Ken Palm's laid out, it's if you're a data or you like looking at that stuff, you don't even need to have talk about looking at the predicted score or anything. But it's got the TV listings and everything too, like it does. So I gotta recommend Ken Palm, even if it's something where some people say, it's Ken Palm this. I'm that too, but it's so fast, easy, concise. It really is. Okay, let's see here. Here's Robert. Team total over here in this one. Thanks, you guys, for bearing with me today. This is fun, isn't it? You can feel my enthusiasm with college basketball season. I like to call it money-making season, quite honestly. When you have 100 games a day, you better find some spots. How about the Grizzlies and the Nets? I was on the Celtics, by the way. Grizzlies and the Nets here in this one. And hey, look, one thing you can say about my Brooklyn Nets right now is they know how to cover some spreads. That's all I ask of my teams here. Brooklyn is getting the points here tonight from Memphis. We know Memphis is looking okay, 4-3. They lost a couple of games and they had a shortened lineup a little bit, but Brooklyn's 3-4 overall, but 4-1 so far as an underdog are the Nets. So far this season, they're also 9-1. I'm sorry, Memphis has owned this series 9-1 against the spread last 10 meetings here in Brooklyn so far, but it feels to me like the Grizzlies are starting to get taxed a little bit here. Road favorite. No doubt Brooklyn not very good, but they have covered 4 of the last 5. Coming into this one right now. Memphis are just mediocre. I mean, they're 50-50 against the spread. They're, 3-1 ATS so far. So, it's not terrible with some of their numbers, but 11 of the last 8 of the last 11 meetings between these two teams have gone over, and you have a Memphis team that's gone over in all 3 of their games so far on the road. They're also 4-1 to the over as a favorite. Brooklyn's also trended slightly over so far. Steam came in on the under here at this one. The current total is 225. I'm going to go over in this one as my play here on the morning Steam. I'm fading the Steam again here with this one. The Steam definitely came in on the under, but I'm going to take over here with the Grizzlies and the Nets. See who else we got here with any plays on this game, if you like, with this one. Thank you to Ziggs. Yeah, right. Thank you to Ziggs. Appreciate that so much here today. We mentioned Quincy Jones right at the top. Right at the top of the hour at the show, pretty much. So yeah, appreciate that. All right, let's keep it moving though here on the song. But does anybody know the name of the song? That does anyone know the name? Let's see. Does any? Well, you probably could look it up. I can't even. Steve, it's funny because um, Street Beater. There it is. Street Beater. I knew I had to look it. I had to look it up. I had to look it up. The name of the song. I never knew it. The Street Beater. Why didn't I know that? Well, I'm supposed to know all those things, right? The Street Beater is the name of the song. Wow, even Ramon learns something new every day. You guys, I would imagine 2 Zigs might have known that. All right, here we go. Thomas says I talked him into the Nets here. Ja going over. Ja look good. Ja's looking good. Kelly, hello, good morning. Thank you for your plays. Not really late, Kelly. We barely started. We're like the 5th game here so far. I'm really, but again, we haven't been screwing around. We are, talking steam and getting those plays out. That's what it is. We're getting those steam moves out. We're not screwing around here. Here's the Nets for Robert. Here's the Nets for Dave. And that's it for this one. Let's move on here on the Morning Steam Show. Oh, hope, man, the weather's changing here. Kings and Heat. No heat here. Kings and Heat here. They got the Heat. What is this? 2.2. It might not even be 2.5 though. Right now, it is down to it probably a pick 'em. I'm showing Bovada at -1. I'm showing draft or -1 for Sacramento. I'm showing. Pardon me, you guys. Man, I might have to. Let me take 2 seconds. right, here we go. Both teams may be favored by a point. A few different books. Let's just call it a pick 'em here right now with the Kings and the Heat. We're definitely not going to call it 2.2. I think Pick'em is a fair price here in this one. That would say, though, that the move is on the Kings. It was here, maybe as much as 2.5 Miami on some of the openers. Here, the widely reported steam did come in on the over, and right now we're looking at 225.5 or so. It hasn't really gone up that much, despite the move here to the over in the game between Sacramento and Miami. 18 of the last 25 meetings between these two teams have gone over. You could say, well, they only play twice a year, but well, they still go over. 10 of the last 14 meetings, or in other words, 10 of the last 14 years when they've met in Miami, the game has gone over. Those turnover rosters a little bit, but kind of the same franchises here with the at least consistency of the Miami and their coach and everything too. Miami's won 5 straight meetings here at home over Sacramento, and 4 of the last 5 overall. So far, though, Miami is 0-3 against the spread at home right now, and Sacramento, however, is 0-2 as an underdog. Well, but they're not an underdog anymore, right? So, all right, Sacramento has gone over in both of their or 3-1 to the over on the road. Miami's gone 2-1 to the over at home. Throw in some steam, throw in these long-term trends, which to me are not, we always say we want a big sample size in trends, right? That's whatever, that's a short. I want short sample sizes for the most part. Now, look, I'm saying this one, right? 10 of the last 14 years, 18 of the last 25. That's like 12 years, right? But in other terms, short term, I don't mind short term trends a little bit when you're talking about like basketball series, pro basketball series, 5 or 6 games where the rosters were kind of the same a little bit. Okay, for me, I'm taking over. I think I just explained it there. Add a little steam, add the long-term history, add the fact that the Kings are definitely an over team here right now. Miami's gone under a little bit, but they've gone over in 2 of their 3 at home. I'll take the over here. Give me your play in this one with the Kings and the Heat. And let's see. Oh, Brooklyn was a consensus play there. How about that? Okay. Let me add. I was going to, you know what? We'll make that a consensus, certainly. I was going to send that out on the premium gang, but we'll just turn with 15 games. We'll just turn it into a consensus. But I like this one as a freemium here. I'm taking Brooklyn plus the points. Like I said, Brooklyn, I think now they've kind of distanced themselves from kind of like, hey, we're going to go for big name free agency and do a little bit more organically for my man Joe Tsai. I'm a Nets fan. Bring him to San Diego. Let's build an arena. All right. Kelly says, I don't know what this means, but did I miss it? But how about this, Kelly? Let it whip. It's whip it, baby. Let's whip it right. Whip it all night. Sacramento on a teaser here for Kelly. Thank you. Thomas is on Sacramento. I think Nasty Nate was talking Celtics basketball back there. He might be a little behind us here. Here's Jimmy Buckets over 24.5 for Justin. Thank you, Dave. That's funny. Thank you. I like that. Yeah, appreciate it. That's cool, man. All right. Here is he was showing me he just sent me a text of the Street Beater YouTube. All right, Sabonis over here. Sabonis is looking good, isn't he, Bobby? Hope I could say Bobby Mack. I want to say Bobby Mack. Ramon's feeling it today, huh? No, try. Jazz and Bulls here in this one. Of the Bulls, a 7-point favorite here, and the total about 228 here in this one. The total has gone over in 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams. Chicago's actually won the last 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams. Utah comes in, though, winless so far, and probably going to I don't know. Probably got to put them on the bottom here. It feels like at this point. That's tough, man. The Jazz, this great franchise. Good thing they have a hockey team in Salt Lake City right now, because the Jazz have struggled here. And I don't know if you can you put is anybody putting any team behind the Jazz at this point? The Jazz look the worst. And they've had injuries too. Markkanen is missing time here. It seems like quite a bit of time with an injury right now. Their best player in a poor team, but he is questionable here in this one. So I think that's a little bit of an upgrade. But Collier is going to be out of this one. We know that Clarkson's going to be out for some time now, and of course they lost Taylor Hendricks, who was a looking good young talent. Hadn't really established much, but was looking much better this season, that young player, and he broke his leg. So for the Bulls, Zach LaVine, still groin injury questionable. Lonzo's out with that wrist problem right now. Jalen Smith is probable here, and so is Patrick Williams today for the Bulls. So Utah, despite that winless record, they did get a cover so far on the road. Here, but man, they look so bad here. I might be on the Bulls, it feels like, you guys. Let me get your play first. I don't know. Oh, nobody's doing anything. Dave's doing it. Dave's on the Bulls. Dave's on the Bulls. I'm on the Bulls. I'll lay 7 here with the Bulls against sorry Utah here right now. We'll say, and maybe looking at the total a little bit, if you were, that Bulls are 4-2 to the over. Jazz are 2-4 to the under. But the Bulls' 2 unders did come at home, so maybe that might be the look. All right, nobody likes that game. Probably the worst game of the day, huh? Knicks here and the Rockets. Man, what's up with all these NBA Finals, great NBA Finals rematches here, it feels like. Knicks and the Rockets here, with the Knicks a 3-point favorite on the road, and the total here is at 219. For the Knicks, they've won 8 of the last 9 meetings with the Rockets here. Also, they've covered the spread in 9 of the last 11 trips to Houston. So that's 11 straight year. I say when I do that, right, there was the pandemic year, so half the games were not. So I don't have the exact figures, but you know what I mean. Houston has also gone so New York's won 8 of the last 9 meetings, but Houston's actually won 15 of the last 19 games at home against the Knicks. So the Knicks win all the time at home against Houston, and then several of the last meetings, while the Rockets have been kind of down here, no doubt, the Knicks have been able to establish themselves as the better team. Long term, the Rockets were winning all the time at home against the Knicks, maybe when they were a little better than they are right now. I think the Rockets are looking fine at 3-3 so far. I mean, I definitely have fondness for this team. I think they're hopefully going to continue to be a young improving team here right now for the Rockets. So, okay, let's see what you guys have here. I'm just going to peek at the total here real quick. If it's down to 217.5 from an opener as high as 221 or so. So we're definitely seeing some movement here to the under in this one.
Steam play.
Let's get to that steam here right now in college basketball. Coppin State and Wake. We already talked about this game, right? We're covering college basketball here throughout the show is basically what it's come down to. And look, we're not going to have time to break down 125 games. This is a pretty good way to go about it. Just looking at the moves. You know who's moving these games are the sports books, the bookies, the lines, the odds makers, and the biggest bettors in the world, because they're the ones who are going to make the bookmakers move the lines. This is extremely important information. They already steamed Wake, remember, at 32 or whatever it was, and now they're steaming the over here with Coppin State and Wake, 141.5, maybe even 142 here with Coppin State and Wake Forest over. All right, what are you doing here, you guys, with the Knicks and the Bulls here in this one? We already said, look, the Knicks are 2-1 against the spread on the road. The Rockets are just 1-2 against the spread at home so far. And like we said, the tide has kind of turned here a little bit. We do know the Knicks have been a little bit dinged up here, but I think the report is actually good. Here on Hart, on Brunson, they're not even on the injury report right now. So I think that's good news. I'm going to take the Knicks here and lay the points on the road -3 against the Rockets. Let me see what you guys have. Pardon me, gang. Justin's on the Knicks here. Irish King says it's 1.5 now. Oh, he was talking about the Kings game. Here's Bobby Mack on the Knicks. Chase is here today. Nice to have you, Chase. Kelly says, I like this. Let me see. Let me make sure this one is one she was talking about. I had to add it up in my head. Add it up. Yeah, 231, right? And see what Kelly said here. Oh, yeah, 224. There it is. Teaser here on this game. Tease the under, she says. And let's see what else we got. I think that might be it. And Gravy is here as well. Anyways, that Steam play you might have heard in the background, Bobby Mack, I think it's going to create a little bit of value for us. It looks like the Warriors and the Wizards are getting steamed up here right now. You know what that means, though, right? No, not for sure. Unless, I'm trying to look here at my screens here. What I have over here on the left side, by the way, are 2 tweet decks with different sports beat writers lined up in columns. That's how I do it. I take all the best beat writers from Shams on down, right? Every team's top beat writer, and I have little columns, NBA, NHL, and that's how I look at the latest news, and that's why I can get it to you so fast. But looking here, we don't see anything on Curry yet, but the steam coming over on the Warriors and Wizards. Maybe he won't play tonight, but I'm just saying my brain, the way I'm thinking, right? Steam over here all of a sudden. I already said we're on the under because of the feel of the trends and everything. But to me, that kind of says maybe, just maybe here with that steam going over in the Warriors game that Curry might be ready to go here tonight. Okay, keep it going here. Thanks, you guys, for a great show, man. Thanks for a great night, you guys. Jermaine, we're getting there right now here a little bit. We're getting there. We're cruising through this basketball, the 15-game card. The college basketball picks are just going to be picks. So if you're waiting around, I want you here, but we're not going to break anything down. We're giving you all this steam. That is our coverage. I think it's good coverage. Hornets and Timberwolves here. You got the Timberwolves here, favored by 9.5 in this one. The total 226.5. I might not update all these, you guys, on the screen, as we got to keep it moving. But the Hornets here on the road, the widely reported steam did come in on the Timberwolves here, and I think that's why you're seeing this 9.5 or so right now. So far, Charlotte has been a big time under here. So, well, not big time. They've gone under in 4 of their 6 games, but Minnesota has gone over in 4 of their 6 games here thus far. Charlotte covering some numbers here on the road. They are 2-0 against the spread so far on the road. Minnesota's 1-5 against the spread so far, despite that 3-3 record. They're not covering, and you think they're going to cover 9 against this Charlotte Hornets team? I don't know if they can. All right, I'm seeing some 10s out there here right now. So Gobert is questionable here for the Wolves with an ankle turn, and Brandon Miller, Brandon Miller's questionable. He's with a gluteus, his butt. He's got a butt problem. He got a butt strain. Brandon Miller in this one. Nick Richards is out as well. Seth Curry upgraded to probable here for the Hornets. I got to take the Hornets here in this one. I'm going to fade more steam, you guys. I might just throw the service out, and we'll just go with my picks here. I'm gonna take the Hornets here in this one. Again, Minnesota 0-3 against the spread at home. Hornets 2-0 against the spread on the road. You're getting a bunch of points against some probably overvalued team here. I got to take the Hornets, you guys, in this one. All right. Let's see here what we got. Yeah, let's see Irish game. Let's go. We got 2 games tonight in the NHL. We'll get to them eventually. Here. And Dave said, Dave, let's see here. T-Wolves don't cover spreads. Dave Shams Charania. He is a top newsbreaker in NBA. You got to follow Shams Charania. He always has the break, especially now that. Remember, Dave? I always said you were, Dave. Dave is my. It's like having my own Woj. Dave is my Woj. Dave is my. Adam Schefter of high school football, right? He's got every coach, every player on his phone, and when I need the latest info, I go to Dave. And Dave Shams Charania is the Dave Dickens of the NBA. How's that, brother? Dave likes the Hornets here. No, he's got the under as well, he says. Okay. And there's Philly Eagle Flyer. He wants to get to the hockey already because I'm just talking here. And Rudy here, but note the injury, though, too, Kelly. So hopefully the numbers will be just tapered a little bit. If he is on that injured list here with an ankle injury, it could slow him a little bit, obviously. Wine time, hello. Hope you had a great weekend. And Bobby Mack says Hornets team total over here. First half team total over. Thank you. Yeah, Chase, I've got him as questionable. I think he will play here. So, okay, I think that's it for this one. I'm gonna take the Hornets. I got a lot of sides here, you guys, huh? Okay, Magic and Thunder, and this one sounds like a trip to Disneyland here in Oklahoma City with the Red Hot Thunder, 6-0 so far, and those spreads are just going higher. Are they really 13 here at this point? Yeah, they might have enough here against Orlando. Let's see what you guys have here in this one. With here comes some steam right now. College basketball coverage continues here with 632, 633 on the added board here with George Mason minus 13.5 right now, taking steam in their game against North Carolina Central. I would imagine this one's probably going to go north of 14 here. Mason tonight against NC Central. 14.5 here for Mason now, taking steam on the morning steam. All right. Go ahead and with your play here, Orlando and Oklahoma State. Man, that's a lot of points, right? No doubt about it. But unlike some of the other teams where we say, oh, these teams are so overrated, the Thunder feel like value, man. They're laying 13. They're 5-1 so far against the spread, 6-0 straight up. So they didn't cover a game. They're starting to get challenged here on the handicap for sure. But Orlando's 2-5 to the number. So look, they're 3-4 overall, 1-4 on the road are the Magic. They're definitely having some struggles, maybe even some personnel issues here a little bit with some injuries this season. We know Paolo Banchero has been out now for a few games, and it's just sad that they're going to be missing this great young star. Wendell Carter's questionable as well. Batadze, he is questionable. For Oklahoma City, Kenrick Williams, he is out of this game. And forward, Jalen Williams is out still as well. So, all right. Let me get your play here in this one with the Magic and the Thunder. I'm going to lay it. I don't know if I can pull the trigger here on, well, I do want to take them. I'll take them on the show, man. I want to go premium with this. I think they can win this one right now by 15 points or more, actually. I wanted to go premium on that one, but it's a big number, and I know it's a little bit intimidating, but I would think I'm more apt to think this is a blowout than a cover. Here we go. Thomas is on OKC. Dave says, Thunder going to ruin them. And maybe he's going over there. Let's see here. And I miss what you guys are talking about there, Irish Williams. You guys are talking about some player behavior. And I'm always good to comment on that, but I might have missed what you guys were talking about. All right. Magic team total under here for Jermaine, and Bobby Mack likes the over here in this one. Okay, Bobby Mack. Yeah, I'm actually flip-flopping my plays kind of as we speak, because I like both the side and the total, and I thought I liked them both as a premium. And if you're on it, I'll probably send it out too. I was going to go over on the show and say, hey, look, I want to take the Thunder. Take him as a premium. But all right, good analysis, everybody. Thank you for your help. As well. Hello to the boss here as well. Thank you, Mikey, for stopping by here today. Let's have a great week. We've had a great show so far, man. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. That's what they used to say, you guys. I love it when MMA guy comes in here, because I'm all about those screaming touts. Actually from the old days, and that's what they used to say. You'd call them up on the score phone. Anybody old enough, they'd call like a 976-1313, and you'd get the scores right, and the guy would come on with the commercial. Johnny DeMarco. This is the world champion Ramon Scott, and right now I got 5 big plays in college basketball, and I'm absolutely on fire. All right, here we go. Kelly says Orlando's been busy too. Tease Oklahoma State. Get that spread down a little bit. And look at this. OKC 5-1 ATS. Let's do it. I'll take OKC instead as my play. Let's continue on. Just 5 more games to go here. Ramon could stop talking. We like it better when he's just mellow. Pelicans here -2.5. And the total here 221.5. But the Blazers here on the road against the Pelicans. Look, the Pelicans, they might want to start working on maybe a new code. I don't know what they can do. The Pelicans got a Pelican problem here, it feels like at this point, and I'm not sure how to fix it. I saw some steam coming here right now. We'll continue on with NBA, but Miami here, Miami, Florida. This is game number 609, 610. Fairleigh Dickinson against Miami of Florida. Miami was about a 23-point favorite. They are now up to probably a 25 or more here. Miami is taking the steam against Fairleigh Dickinson. That was the newscaster voice. All right, Trailblazers and Pelicans here in this one, with the Pelicans a 2.5-point favorite. We got 60 of you in here right now, and I'm trying to give a entertaining show. People probably tuning out. 7 of the last 8, let me see here. 10 of the last 13 games between these two teams have gone under when playing here in New Orleans. These teams meet more than twice a year. These teams meet 4 times a year for the most part, between the Trailblazers and the Pelicans. New Orleans has won 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams. Right now, Portland has the Pelicans have been a pretty solid over so far, 3-0 to the over at home, as a matter of fact. But the Blazers 0-3. They're 0-3 to the under on the road. I was having trouble maybe making heads or tails a little bit of this one here, but I'll probably look more to the side here. Let me see what you guys have, and then maybe I'll think about it. Portland so far, 4-2, 4-2-1 against the spread, 2-0-1 against the spread on the road. Meanwhile, New Orleans just 2-5 against the number so far. They are 2-1 against the spread at home. So, but they've had certainly issues personnel wise. Zion having issues here right now, but it looks like everything's cool with him. DeJounte Murray certainly has been out now since that first game. CJ McCollum out of this one. Herb Jones still out. Trey Murphy still out. Robert Williams questionable here for Portland, but that's a possibility here. So let me see what you guys have. This is look at the spread now. look, Portland hasn't been very good, right? We know that. 2-5, and they haven't been improving at all. But New Orleans 3-4, and they're supposed to be better than that. I'm going to take Portland on the show. Is what I'm going to do. I don't know if I have enough confidence in them, maybe to go premium with them just yet. But man, look out for Portland today. Let me see what you guys have in this one. All right, MMA should have just did the two hockey games. I mean, let's say 15 games. He's tired of this basketball. All right. Let me do some college basketball. As a matter of fact, since MMA guys here, will delay that hockey a little longer. Brother, I love you. All right. Xavier here, game number 654, 653, 654. Xavier laying 21 points here. They're getting steamed here right now. Xavier, they were about 22 here, it feels like right now. Xavier hosting Texas Southern. Xavier taking steam right now on the morning steam. All right. And Thomas is on the Blazers with me. How about that? And Legal Flyer going with the old strategy. What they used to do is on the West Coast show, you'd give out one team, you'd give out like the Giants. And then on the East Coast show, on the West Coast show, you give out the 49ers. You can't go wrong. All right. Thomas, appreciate seeing you here today. We're barely halfway through the show. It feels like we actually should be done here in a few minutes. All right. I think that might be it for this one. Not too much from you guys here. Here's Robert on the over. Bobby Mack saying go over in this one with the Blazers and the Pelicans today. Okay. Yeah, I was having trouble with that total, so kind of interesting. But I did note that series history there a little bit. I just wasn't sure. All right, that's it for this one. Let's move on to Pacers and the Mavs here. And this one, this sounds like a pretty decent game for sure. Pacers here, though, coming in just 2-4 right now. Certainly some issues, having lost some games here of late. They lost to New Orleans, remember. So how good can they be right now? Certainly some issues. We know they've had some injury problems as well. 9 of the last 11 meetings between these two teams in Dallas have gone over. Indiana is also covered for the last 5 games here in Dallas right now. We know Dallas coming in 3-1 straight up at home, 4-2 overall. We'll say Pacers 2-1 as a dog, Dallas 2-3 as a favorite, spread-wise, ATS-wise on those numbers. The widely reported steam came in on the over. It was 235, mostly on the opener, maybe even as low here as 232 on the opener. And now we're looking at, says 238 there on screen. I do see mostly 237s and a little bit of 236.5, but the steam still, I'd say obviously came in on the over here in this one. Let's see what you guys have here. I don't know if I'm ready to quite make the move here without hearing from you in the chat. And we're going to start with Luca for a triple-double. How about that? And Thomas says, I'm going to take the Pacers and the points here. Maybe the over. Kelly says,
Steam play.
This is going to be, I see New Orleans 6 of 7 at home right now in this little stretch. Okay, Kelly, I got you. Bobby Mack says, take the Pacers in the first half. I just want to say here real quick, while MMA guys still here, there is some steam coming in the NHL right now, and it's on the New Jersey Devils. They were as low as $1.15, but man, they look like they're going north of $1.30 here right now on the road against Edmonton here tonight. Devils reportedly taking steam here right now on the morning steam. All right, I'm going to end up here. I'm going to take the Pacers here plus the points against Dallas. And we'll note, so far, Dallas 1-3 to the under at home, and even though Indiana, they've gone over in 4 of their 6 games, they're just 2-2 to the over on the road. So I'm going to take Indiana here. Okay, next up is the Raptors and the Nuggets here in this one. And I don't know, you got to look for your moneymaker. This might be it. Not talking about the Denver Nuggets. Look, Denver is probably clicking again already. They're already doing a very nice job winning basketball games. Well, I take that back. They are a 500 team, but I think they've looked a lot better here, obviously, in the last few games. Had an easy schedule, though, no doubt. They beat all the cupcakes, and they can't beat the good teams at this point, is what it feels like. So how are they going to cover a big spread here against another cupcake? I call them cupcakes, but the Raptors are 2-5 straight up, but 6-1 against the spread. Take the well. Maybe I'll go to the total here. Don't want to give away the fort. Might not even be a great play. I don't know, but these are games that I love here, right? Maybe this will be the game that Denver will finally kick it in gear, but Toronto's covered the spread now in 5 straight games. Denver's won 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams. 5 straight meetings between these two teams in Denver have gone over. And how about this? Toronto's gone over in 6 of their 7 games this season. Denver's gone over in 4 of their 6 games. Now, I will say that Toronto's played mostly home games thus far, so maybe they've been more comfortable at home going over. They had just the 2 road games, and they were 1-1. And Denver is 1-2 to the under at home, but I'm going to take the over as my play here. The widely reported steam came in on the under. It also came in on the Nuggets. The Nuggets were as low as 9.5, and now they're 10.5. Maybe down to 10 here at some books. I'll take the over on the show here at 232 now. It's only gone up here at this point. So yeah, let's give them as a show play. I like the over. I said the steam came in on the under. That's what the market, the line service said. But so far the move is on the over. I'm going to go over in this one. All right, let's see what you guys have here, if anything. And how about Westbrook? He's found a new home, and all of a sudden he's having a great time, it feels like. Thomas going against me, though, here. He's riding that steam. And I will say this, Thomas, even though I'm, always quick to point out if I have a disagreement in a game with anybody, but I will always say it too, Thomas is getting the best of the number, and I'm getting the worst of the number here. That's kind of why it's a free play for, that's why it's a show play, gang. Get the winnable, as Thomas says. I should be, Thomas is a subscriber. He's a lifetime member. I'm going to obviously make Thomas a lifetime subscription.
Steam play.
How about it? Who wants some steam play right now in college basketball as we continue our coverage here a little bit? I'll take Thomas's comment there off the board. We will go back to the NBA, and I'll make my plays on the over in the Raptors and the Nuggets if you guys want to get down and tell me real quick. Purdue here is taking steam right now. We've already talked about this game, right, in the terms of the steam, if I'm not – no, we didn't. Purdue is taking big-time steam here right now. They were 21.5. Forget about it. They're totally pouncing. No Zach Edey anymore. The 2-time back-to-back player of the year. We know he's to the NBA, but Purdue taking steam here right now. 21.5. Throw that out the window. This thing's going way over. They're taking Purdue here for sure. They're steaming this one well over 22.5 and more here. Hey, there was a question earlier about Brown and Sienna. There's steam in that Brown Sienna right now. Who did make that comment there? We already talked about Sienna, didn't we? Sienna was taking the steam here. I don't know if I'm ready to make a call in the game here on the show, but steam on the over here with Brown and Sienna. It was 138.
Steam play.
And now it's going to 139. Brown and Sienna, they've already steamed Sienna. They took them at 3.5. They took them at 3. They might even take them even more here, it looks like. Brown and Sienna. It's Sienna's a steam, Brown and Sienna over is the steam. UL Lafayette in a football game. Everybody taking a little bit of steam right now this week here. UL Lafayette here minus 14.5 is taking some steam. This is college football now, gang, but we said we're always going to promise you here UL Lafayette. I'll tell you this, gang. I've already taken UL Lafayette in that game this week. I laid 12 points. So good luck to you on that. They're up to 14 or so, I think, last I saw. But the steam just came in on the over there in the UL Lafayette game. All right, there's college basketball steam more to talk about right now with Pittsburgh. Game number 641, 642 on the added board here. Pitt, you hear me, Justin? Pitt here was 19.5 or 20. It's going up here right now. They're steaming Pitt against Radford tonight. Pittsburgh is the steam right now here on the morning steam. And as I said, UL Lafayette was that football game there. Oh, it wasn't the over, you guys. Okay, I'm sorry. Please rescind that. I hope nobody got. They steamed UL Lafayette probably because I laid 12 points as a yesterday. Right when the lines came out, I got my Circa app open. I got my bet online. I'm firing away on games there. And I did take UL Lafayette at minus 12, and now it's 14.5 or more. Yeah, I would feel I don't want to give out plays that I've totally gone past. I mean, sometimes that happens, right? When you give out a service play or something. North Carolina Central and George Mason is taking steam to the over here right now. Game number 631, 632. Here also is Nevada. Currently, game number. This is football action, Nevada. We are on fire here, gang. Nevada is taking steam right now. This is a game here. Game number 149 on Saturday, 149, 150. They are taking Nevada against Boise. What? Okay, that's fine. I'm already on Boise, so I guess I kind of blew that. I laid 24.5, and now they are steaming Nevada. So the Sharps feel like they're against me here in this one, and I didn't get the best of the line. Doesn't always happen. All right, let's move on. Did anybody do this game here? Jermaine? Yeah, but Jermaine, he definitely was going off the other night, right? And this is the one thing, he's like almost like a Vinny Johnson factor right now, isn't he? All right, Robert was on the Raptors here in this one. Feels like Robert's giving out all the premiums here because we just see it the same way, it feels like. All right, what else? I think that's it for this game. Kelly says, how about Joker and his props here? Prop over. See if I can call up the. I don't want to spend too long. We're already here forever, you guys. Let me just move on. Thanks, Kelly. Steam here coming in right now. College basketball. Game number 665, 666 today is Mercyhurst and George Washington. And we're getting our first look at Mercyhurst on the board this season. 147 under here right now with Mercyhurst and G-Dub. Steam coming in on the under right now at 147. Looks like it's headed to 146. All right. Thomas also got some prop action here for us. Thank you, guys. Hopefully you're enjoying this wild format today. We're almost done. 76ers are hosting or are at the Suns here with this one. And widely reported steam did come in on the over here with Philadelphia and Phoenix. This is your NBA TV game tonight. So a few more eyeballs here on this one. 5 straight meetings between these two teams at Phoenix have gone over. So far, we've seen from Philadelphia a steady stream of overs here so far for Philly. They're 4-1 to the over so far, 2-0 to the over on the road. I will say Phoenix is 0-3 to the under at home, in complete contrast because they are 3-0 to the over on the road. So maybe a dichotomy there for sure. Now, neither of these teams are covering any numbers, that's for sure. Phoenix is 1-4 against the spread, 1-4 straight up. Phoenix is 5-1 straight up, but 2-4 against the spread, right? So you kind of see maybe where it might be headed here a little bit. I'm going to take the over as my play here on the show, but Phoenix, come on now, 5-1 straight up, 2-4 ATS. I know Philly's not covering any numbers, but they're 0-3 at home against the spread. There was one game that they did cover for Philadelphia. I said Phoenix. I meant Philadelphia 1-4 to the spread. 0-3 against the spread at home for Philadelphia, but 1-1 against the spread at least on the road for Philadelphia. That game that they won at Indiana. All right. Hopefully I'm making sense here, gang. See what we got. All right. Yeah, Kelly, how about that? I mean, we got these 15 games today here, right? But the thing was in the NBA, I don't know if this, like I said, we don't get political here. The NBA takes a day off because it's election day. They want people to vote. Don't go to the NBA game. We want you to vote. We're not going to play any games on election day. It's a fact. All right, Phoenix for Thomas. Finally, someone made a play out there on the game. Thank you. Every last game here, NBA. I hope you're having fun with me today. Spurs and Clippers. Here, Clippers, a 4-point favorite. Total is 216 here with the Spurs. I think it's lower than that right now. I think it's 214.5 here for sure. I'm going to update that one. Kind of update if it's 2 points. 1 point, maybe we can get away with just leaving it up there. But I don't like when people come and maybe have to watch the show later and they might move the scroll bar. That's how I do it when I want to go back and see something I said and then the line's all off. But again, it does indicate what the line was when I typed them in or when I'm updating them right now. So maybe one day Mikey will buy me a completely automated set of odds that I could just pop up on the screen and I don't have to wake up an extra half hour early to type everything in. All right, here we go. It's not your birthday, is it, Thomas? Hold on a second. If it's Thomas's birthday, and I'm embarrassed because, I mean, Thomas has already been with me, I think, a year because I'm pretty sure we've celebrated the birthday. Maybe Thomas has been with me here on 2 years of worth of shows, it feels like at this point. But I know we celebrated it once. Are you sure you didn't have a birthday like 3 months ago? See, look at, he says it's his birthday. Are you kidding me right now? Happy birthday, Thomas. I can't believe it if it is. I thought we just celebrated. Happy birthday to you, Thomas. If it is your birthday today, man, love you. Thank you for everything. And I appreciate you so much for your dedication every day to being here with me on the show. Don't think it hasn't, I haven't thought about you in a normal course of a day, thinking of other members of the chat too, but that you dedicate your time to, me rambling on here. Here's some steam for you. Bucknell in Delaware, 604, 605. This one's going over here. They're steaming it over here right now at 130. It was 136 maybe on the opener. This one's headed to like 138 here with Bucknell and Delaware. All right, let's see. Dave, I had to back up there to see that with Thomas, right? Dave went with the Blazers over. Chase says, happy birthday. We did do it, right? Wow, we've been together a year, Thomas. I can't believe it. Happy birthday, says Jermaine. Thomas is on the Clippers. He's a man who just gets right back to business here, it feels like. Oh, see? It was this weekend. Whatever it is. I mean, it's, Thomas's day here today. Dave's going to send you a gift. Oh my gosh, we should all, I'll do it. We should send Thomas a big old gift. Happy birthday, says 2 Zigs. Thomas says San Antonio and the points here. I've almost lost our prediction here a little bit. Today is the actual day. See, and you told us, and I didn't even know. And Mikey's here as well. What did he say on this? Okay, Robert. Oh, here's Bobby Mack. He's on the over here in this one with the Spurs and the Clippers. I'm actually going against Bobby Mack in this one. I'm going to take the under here in this one with the Spurs and the. See, we don't agree on everything. It just 90% of them. It feels like. And also, Bobby Mack says, happy birthday. Jermaine liked that under. And Thomas sends his thank yous. I bet he really touched him. He's just not saying it. I think he's from the heart. And Dave, we're going to bring it back. San Diego Nets. All right, that's it for the NBA, gang. Let's go right to the NHL because Bet MMA guys probably there waiting for the picks. And we're probably just going to skip. I'll show some lines for some college basketball here, but probably no picks. I think we've covered a lot of college basketball just with this team, and we've had one of the longest shows here because of all those interruptions. So maybe I'm going to show the top games here, and maybe I'm going to save those picks here for maybe I'll send them out as a VIP because we got to go, gang. Thank you for being here. We're already down to 50 people. The views are going down here because I've been talking so long. So thank you, everyone, though, for putting up with me. Hopefully we got the information you needed to help you get your betting day started here. All right, because that's what we do. We just want to get you rolling here for your day. Go on and watch some more shows right now. Get all your picks. Roll with me if you want on the Winnable app. All right, here we go. Kings and Preds here. Predators, $1.40 or so. Let's fire up the goalie computer as well and see what's going on. Predators, oh man, the Predators are favored over the Kings? What? Come on. The Predators have been dreadful so far. Well, maybe the Kings here because they're on the road or whatever, and maybe because Rittich is in there starting here in this one against Sarish. For Sarish here, he's a 3-5-1 with a 2.92 goals against and a 90% save percentage with a shutout. For Rittich, he's 3-3, 3.08 goals against, 87% save percentage here so far for Rittich. For the Kings here so far, they have gone over in 4 of their 6 games as an underdog. The Kings have also covered the puck line in 4 of their last 5 trips here into Nashville. They're an underdog in those, I think, in maybe all of them. But Nashville has covered the puck line in 4 of the last 5 games overall. So they covered 3 out of 4 in LA, however, and they were an underdog, I believe, in 3 of those. See here, LA 5-3, 5-3 to the puck line on the road for LA, 4-2. Oh, I already said that, 4-2 to the puck line on the road as an underdog. Okay, I'm losing my mind. We got to end this show, gang. Let's see what you guys have here. Help me out if anything. Kelly says happy birthday to Thomas with some cool emojis there, so I got to get that one in there. All right, let me know what you got. Nashville's beaten LA in 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams, but we know Nashville has been struggling here, obviously, so far. They have improved now to 4-6-1, having won a few games here. They beat Colorado last time out. They lost against Edmonton. They lost to Tampa Bay. Kings here coming off that loss to Chicago the other day. And Bobby Mack says he likes the Kings here on the money line. I can't disagree. I don't think here with Robert. Just not sure about Nashville, whether or not they've recovered here, it feels like, or not. But with that total here at 6, I'm going to just roll with Bobby Mack here. I like the Kings on the road in this one. Yeah, I'm going to take that. I don't even know if I can get on the total here necessarily at 6/20. Let's see, is that still the case? 6/15, 6/20. I have a preference here for sure on the total. Yeah, then I'm going to go with the Kings. I'm going with the Kings. Here comes Thomas. He's got the consensus plays. He's got to go. No problem, Thomas. The show's over. We're done. I mean, we're done. We have 2 games left. Golden State spread here. Brooklyn Nets, ATS. Yep. No, we're good. Good here in this one. We just got one more NHL. And like I said, I'm just going to roll through those spreads of the top games that I think the top games are. I want to get started on the college basketball, get some breakfast, and watch a couple of hoops games here this morning. The Devils are taking on the Oilers here. We already talked about that widely reported steam that came in on New Jersey. That's going to force me to maybe rethink the side here a little bit. Just make sure the prices are right. It feels like here you got an Edmonton team so far. They're at home. The only time they were an underdog at home, they did win here. So I don't know. That does make it kind of interesting, I think. New Jersey is 4-3 on the road so far this season. And if the Oilers, as an underdog, like I said, here the widely reported steam did come in on New Jersey. It's up to $1.33 at Bet Online right now, and the total here at 6.5. Edmonton's 3-7-2 to the under so far this season, but they were favored in all those games. It landed 6, I think, in that game where they were an underdog. New Jersey is 6-4 to the over as a favorite, but 2-3 to the under on the road. I'm going to go under. If it's 6.5, I'm going to try the under here with New Jersey and Edmonton. Sounds like a night to bet some college basketball. Let me just run down these. I don't have any selections here that I'm going to make available on the show. These are the top games of the day, in my opinion. Here, College of Charleston, a 4.5. We've covered a lot of steam here. In fact, let me see here. This is the early game. I got to give out a play on this one, right? See here. Here we go. Probably no synopsis. These are just going to be plays. Charlotte, they are up. Charleston, I'm sorry. College of Charleston here. This one is being played at the Sanford Pentagon in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And I'm going to go with College of Charleston here. Of course, really is what I want to say about this one. I like College of Charleston in this game. I mean, they should have a similar good team that they've had here. I know neutral site here. Give me College of Charleston here. -4. Thank you, Mikey says. Hit that thumbs up and give us a like. Anyways, this one is at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, top of the hour right now. Give me Charleston here, -5. That's what it is right now, no doubt about it. Up to -5 at some spots. Total is up here to 147. The second game here in Sioux Falls at the Pentagon is St. Louis and Santa Clara. Pretty sure the guys that I was on with last night were talking up St. Louis. I can appreciate it. I hear you. I know they got the crazy. I know they've got some special talent on this roster at St. Louis. They've made some moves here for sure, and they do seem like a hot commodity here. I'm taking Santa Clara. Maybe I'm just relying on my old instincts here a little bit in this one, but I'm going to take Santa Clara. They are a 2-point favorite here, up from 1.5 or so here. And I'm going to go with Santa Clara. The total is currently 158 here in the game from the Pentagon. That is at 3 Eastern and noon Pacific time. All right, we're going to cover a few more here. Probably just roll down these games a little bit and let you know what some of the best games are. This is the third game at the Pentagon tonight in Sioux Falls between McNeese State and South Dakota State. McNeese State is a 6.5. Oh, no, they're not. McNeese State. I didn't hear any steam come in. McNeese State is a 10-point favorite now. Now, this game, the guys were definitely talking up I think they were talking up McNeese last night. maybe I didn't hear exactly what they were saying, but this one needs to be updated here. McNeese is a 10-point favorite now over South Dakota State. They definitely were just a 6.5-point favorite when we talked about it last night. Take it for what it's worth. I'm not going to get into it. I'll go into it. I'll look into the game now more in depth for sure. With that kind of move, we're going to trust the market here a little bit on McNeese, but wow, big move there. Texas A&M is taking on Central Florida here. Texas A&M 4-point favorite here, and the total 144. Starting to see some 4.5s, maybe even a 5 here and there for Texas A&M that is lightly juiced in the matchup here with Central Florida. All right, we're going to continue on here with some more action. Vermont and UAB. Let me make sure I find these games here and get the line right. 6.5, 143 here tonight in this one. Right now, gang, let me break in here right now. Let me say this. Top of the hour. Charleston and Southern Illinois. We just talked about it. I gave out Charleston as my play, but Steam is coming in right now on the under for sure here at 147. We said it went from 146 to 147. Let me look back at it now as the Steam starts to roll in here and see what we're looking at. One back down to 146. Wouldn't surprise me if this one goes back down a little bit further here now. We're getting it to you, getting you this information. If you want to play this under, I'm not saying one way or the other because I was like, wow, the move is on the over. The fact that the move is on the under here, we might get you out in front of the market here a little bit if you're interested in that under. If you're still on the over, wait a few minutes for sure. So, okay, that was interesting though, right? Top of the hour, that game, and that Steam move was this total here right now under. Okay, just looking over the card here a little bit. Wichita State, just giving you these best games, and we're going to get out of here. Please subscribe to my winnable packages here. The widely reported Steam did come in on Wichita State in this game. We talked about it, right? Number 827 at 828. Here tonight. So we talked about the move on this game. It was 2, but it's a pick 'em right now for sure. So a 2-point move there with this total. Still about 153. I'm showing some 152s out there now, but as we put this line back up here now at the new line here. Thank you for joining me, everybody. If you're heading on out, and we still got 50 of you hanging out here for some sports information. The Steam came in on Wichita State. Good one here, Missouri and Memphis. A widely reported Steam did come in on the over here. It opened as low as 152. It opened at 148.5 at DraftKings, and now it's 155. If you can stomach it. Again, that's a pretty big move. DraftKings is a big book. Yeah, limits were low early. They probably moved it quick, but they opened it at 148.5. But Memphis, they got some talent. We know that. And they're up against a good team here, probably in Missouri, 148.5 early. The Steam came in at, 154, right? And now it's only 155. So, but still, it was much lower earlier. All right, Florida is taking on South Florida here in this one tonight, and you've got Florida on the road here, a 10-point. Let's make sure. A 10-point favorite, maybe 10.5 right now. That total currently at 153 in this one between South Florida and Florida. This one is at this is a time change from 8:30 is now 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific time change here. Florida and South Florida. This one's actually being played in Jacksonville. Oh, I do have the verses there. Okay. Good one. These are the two featured matchups tonight. This one right here in Las Vegas tonight with Ohio State taking on Texas here. And you have Texas is going to be the favorite here at minus 2.5 here. Call it 2 here now, mostly for the most part. Total is about 146.5. Baylor at Gonzaga. We already talked about that steam that came in on Gonzaga here tonight. Right now, Gonzaga is up to a 6-point favorite, and the total is moving higher here right now, mostly 156. No, the line service is not necessarily reporting the major steam here, but I think this one's probably headed higher here. I already see Bovada at 157. So I think the move probably come in on the over is my prediction. Hint, hint, hint. Not on a pick, but maybe on the over if you like it. You might want to get on board now, it feels like. Okay, gang, thank you so much for a great show. I owe it to all of you here in the chat for helping me with a great show. Thank you to Jermaine Tino. Nice to see you today. Truth Teller, he's the truth teller. I'm the truth seller. He's ready to go MAGA. He's going to lay the chalk here with Donald Trump. And, well, I don't know if he's going to bet it. I'm just saying it at minus $1.40 here in this one. Maybe I could do a reverse emotional hedge here a little bit with the election betting. What does that even mean? Did I just tell you I voted for? Thanks everybody for a great show tonight here on the Mornings Team. No matter who we vote for, we all come in here and we be together because this is really, hey, I'm on the, I got to, what's our party, you guys? We need our own party, a sports betting party, a Steam party. The Steam Party. That's what we are. We're a Steam Party. Thank you for joining me here on the show, Robert. Thank you very much, everyone in the chat. Gosh, great show tonight. Philly Eagle Flyer, of course, my man Thomas Lewis, Dave Dickens, Kelly Vincenzo as well. Mikey Money was here with me today. Of course, two Zigs. Happy birthday to Thomas Lewis here today. Chase was in here with us today. Don't forget. It's great to have Chase joining us here for a while. We also had Thomas Bird in here today. Great crew here. You guys were just terrific. The chat all-stars. Thank you so much here for joining me on the show. All right. Don't forget, now more than ever, you're going to want to have my subscription. I know I've been saying it since I joined over here at Sports Money, but this is when you want to have my subscription package here because college basketball is a lot of games and you're going to be doing your own games. You're going to want to watch your big TV games, but there are more bets to be had in college basketball than any other sport. And even though my best plays are behind the paywall over there at $20 a month, 67 cents a day, $8 a week, whatever it is, very inexpensive. You're supporting me here on the channel. And in turn, I'm going to send you a bunch of college basketball plays every day to keep you going here when maybe you're busy, the chips are down, whatever the case may be here. We got a little bit here. It's not necessarily breaking news. I kind of missed this one. Let me get back to the screen and we'll wrap up the show. But just seeing it here right now that Greg Popovich has experienced a medical issue that likely is going to take him at least out of tonight's game. I don't think they're reporting right now exactly what has occurred. All we're hearing right now is that Popovich is likely to miss tonight's game here. He actually suffered the health issue before the Saturday night's game. So at this time, Mitch Johnson is going to take over for Pop, not just for tonight right now, but they're really just saying Pop needs rest here. But Shams broke the news here within the last hour or so, and Pop's going to need some. Remember, Pop's had a period before where he needed time off. Several years ago. He's had a few health issues in his career, and Popovich obviously going to miss tonight's game and also indefinitely is what it says right now. So hope everything is fine with Pops. Okay, that's going to do it for me here on the Mornings Team. Thank you for a terrific show. Visit me over at Winnable. One more, I'll give it to you. This is a big game. We got to do one more, gang, here. Big move tonight here. More steam on a big game, the one I just mentioned between Ohio State and Texas. I said the total was 146. Maybe it was 146 and a half. And did I say? Oh, no, that was the Gonzaga game. But this one's going higher here right now with Texas and Ohio State. We're seeing a move to the total over here right now with Ohio State and Texas. I said the total was 146, moving to 147 right now. Bovada, 148.5 here. This is a move. This is why we try. You might find your book behind this number right now. You might go there and find a 146. Even if you like that's almost an automatic play. You can always come back on the under and give yourself an absolute beautiful middle. Buy it. People say don't buy points. When you're middling on purpose, it's okay to buy some points. It's not yes, it costs extra, but here's the thing I think, this is where experts disagree, so maybe I'm the idiot, but the game's supposed to land right there close to 147 or whatever it is. So thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. We'll catch you tomorrow here. More Morning Steam. 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. Don't forget to join Mikey Money here at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. He'll have his hands full with everything going on here tonight, including college basketball. I know it's one of his favorites, so he'll have a great show today. Use the promo code STEAM when you subscribe over there. I'm probably going to have 15 premium picks, so sign up with me today. I think it's $3.75 for the one-day package, and why not? Why not support me here and get a bunch of plays as well? Thanks, everyone. That's it. I got to go here on the Morning Steam. Catch you tomorrow for the Sports Money Network. I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
Can't escape from the team called the Morning Steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the Morning Steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.